I don't know what's going on.
It's all right, Jess. I get it. It's your first day, right?
Yeah. First day.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Kory.
Oh, Jess, what? I had the greatest ham and cheese sandwich ever. Went to Sal's on Saturday night with the wife and my youngest. And the three of us got three different paninis. And I got the ham and cheese one, and it was amazing.
Huh.
I didn't know that they actually imported the meat for those, but that was delicious.
Oh, well, that's not as good as my tuna sandwich I had.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was with tuna and provolone.
Your tuna sandwich was better than my imported ham.
I said it wasn't. That's nothing.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting old. I'm a grandpa.
Or maybe
now.
I said it wrong and was thinking it. No, who knows? Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
If you're watching, we're doing the Prom Night franchise tonight.
Prom Night. Woohoo. Jess, did you go to prom?
Kind of excited. No, I went to the after prom and the after prom.
So you went to Cape and then the after Cape party?
Yeah.
I went to prom once. I got basically dragged there. A mutual friend, acquaintance of ours didn't have a date and she wanted to go. It was her senior year. It was my junior year. So she ended up if you go, I'll pay for your tux. I'll pay for everything. And I was like, I really don't want to go. And ended up going and then had to leave right after prom because I had to work at 6 a.m. the next day. So I didn't get to enjoy Cape or any of the after prom stuff.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't, because that was actually you could tell me different, but from what I heard, that was the more fun things, the after stuff.
Yeah, I danced with everybody but her, and I can't dance, so.
Where was it held at? Well, I mean, without giving away
it was in the high school gym that year.
Wasn't it? And I always thought that was just very non-elegant. That was not normal to hold the proms in the gym, I thought.
They our nice fancy hotel down by the Mississippi is now the host of the high school prom. So.
Well, and I think they used to host them in ballrooms. And hey, shout out Jake Slaughterport.
Hey, what's up, Jake?
Slaughterport.
It's Swaggy G's in here too.
Swaggy. Hello.
And of course, a friend Dan Shine.
Yes, I'll let you read to yourselves that what he said there, but well, since you brought up prom and stuff, thank you StreamYard for screwing things up.
Hey, Ghost is in the chat. What's up, Ghost?
Daily Ghost boned his principal in the alley in the back. What? In the alley in the back of prom venue on prom night. Okay, no, I didn't. Oh, whoa! I almost believed you. Good to see you, Ghost.
Oh, jeez.
Kory,
Jess,
Don't kill me.
I'm probably good.
Why? Since you brought up high school prom.
Oh, good God. Oh, geez. Yes, that was me. I will kill you, though. Look at that hair. Jeez. See, I want everybody to understand why it is that I don't like short hair. I look like a fucking banker, and I don't like it.
I don't know if you look like a banker. Well, what's wrong with being a banker?
Everything.
Well, since I embarrassed you. We won't leave mine up quite as long, though. There you go. Well, that's what I got. And good night.
All right.
Should we start bringing folks on?
Yeah, let's. Hello, Acres and Movies. Yeah, let's start bringing people on.
Okay. Loves Mary Lou, Acres and Movies. Let's see. Should we go with our... I don't know which way to go.
Close your eyes and pick.
Okay. I'm just going to go the order that I see.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Dan?
Nothing much. You guys got to save some pussy for the rest of us with those. Come on.
If I'd have known then what I know now.
Dan, you didn't go to prom?
No, I did not go to prom. No. It's gotten weirder though today because I've got nieces and nephews that are at that age and nobody has dates.
Yeah, it's weird.
Everybody, yeah, like more do not have dates than do. They kind of like come in groups, like friend groups, and I don't know. It was very odd. It was very odd. But what was Iowa prom like?
Typical high school dance, dressed up in a tuxedo. The girls now wear dresses. I don't even know if you can call them dresses. They're more like bathing suits with tutus. Like they're short now. And the only reason I know, hold on, just for the record, the only reason I know this is my kids just recently graduated. So it's not like I'm going and spying on high school girls at prom or anything.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably a little bit different depending on region, but yeah.
Well, the after prom back in our day was like a casino night and held in the mall. It had casino, had like, blow up jousting, and
didn't they have a Ferris wheel there?
They might have one year, not my year.
And they give away a car.
Yeah.
You go to prom and then you go gamble at the mall? That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, and they have other things, like I said, jousting. You get in a ring or it's like almost like American Gladiator type games in the middle of the mall. And
I thought the end goal was poontang, not American Gladiators.
Well, listen.
What do you got going on in Iowa?
I did say, that's the carnival after the prom, and then there's the after parties out on a farm or in the country somewhere with a...
If I want to get my date hot, it's like, let's go watch American Gladiators. It's the best strategy. But that's interesting. A peek into Iowa prom.
Just a small one.
What did you think we had like a corn maze or something?
Only for Halloween.
Maybe. That kind of fits more. Just like dudes beating the shit out of each other in a mall was not kind of how I expected the evening to end, but
tell you that shirt made, Jess.
Iowa prom.
Yeah, Iowa prom. Nothing extravagant, really. It's just, well, it wasn't when we went, but when we went, like, homecoming wasn't a big deal either, really. You showed up in your regular clothes. You didn't have to dress up for it.
The funniest prom story I heard not really a friend, but I knew the guy. He got kicked out because he was butt chugging beer. He was like banned. He couldn't go to like any of the other functions. So yeah, that's my prom story.
Maybe
that's your prom story.
I would have thought he would have been praised.
Not when the teacher catches you doing it. That's the problem.
Well, Ghost might have gotten away with it since he was banging his principal.
Oh, there you go.
Ghost, just out of curiosity, was your principal a woman or?
Ooh, that really nails the hair.
What up, Cole?
Cole
Gets the hair perfect.
What's going on, buddy?
Canadian prom like? Because Iowa prom was strange.
I don't know.
Yeah, I went to a couple proms. I was in high demand in those days. But my own prom, yeah, it wasn't at the school. It was at a venue downtown, ballroom type thing. And then afterwards, I went to a thing. I guess it's it's called Safe Grad. And the whole idea is it's like a supervised thing, so that kids don't go off and kill themselves in car accidents, like in Footloose or whatever. So I went to that, which is what most of us went to. So like the teachers were there. So it was like it's supposed to be like a safe, supervised thing. And that was fine. When I got there, I kind of ditched my date and just hung out with my friends and stuff. But, they had different activities. One of the things I did was I got to fight in those sumo suits. I did that with somebody.
See?
I can't remember who.
See, Dan, that's exactly the stuff I was talking about. That was our, after prom safety thing to keep us from going to party. But then we left early because that was,
I didn't think combat sports were a big part of prom. I'm like, my mind's blown right now.
Well, it's after prom.
I don't know. Yeah, this was safer. I don't know. And I did some karaoke, which I like because I don't dance. I'm a singer. I'm not a dancer. So, I mean, I'm a very reluctant dancer. Even in my life, not that there's been a ton, not to make it, I'm not trying to skew it, but even there have been times in my life where like attractive girls or women wanted me to dance. I was like, no, because I just don't like doing that. So, I didn't go to like dances before prom, really. I think I might have gone to 2 between junior high and high school before I went to prom.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't terrible.
Sing or dance.
It wasn't terrible or anything, but it was, the whole thing is kind of silly.
Actually, Coldplay
and it's only getting worse. Again, I'm not spying on teenagers either, and I'm not even on TikTok, but I know like they have like TikTok things where they show how they like do their transformation from their normal, just don't make such a big deal of it. And I'm reminded of it all the time too, because like where I live, like close to downtown, we have in Halifax, there's the public gardens, and a lot of people for graduation and prom, they'll go there to have like their photos taken, like group photos and couple photos and stuff. So I've often walked through that a few times, just to remind me of how old I am and how long ago all that was. So yeah, I mean, prom's fine. I don't, it's not a magical night for me. Maybe it was a magical night for some people that people love to play up the romance of it. It's such an important part of your life. Like, nah, I don't know.
I don't think it's a romantic event anymore from what I gather with my nephew and my nieces.
That's just as well then that they downplay that, because I mean there used to be a lot of pressure on people, especially if you had a boyfriend or girlfriend, because it's like this is where you might lose your virginity and stuff like that. It's like you can't just tie events like that to something like you can't put things like that on a schedule. I don't think. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live their lives, but I'm just saying I don't think it's a good idea, even if you're adults, if you're in a relationship, to be like we're gonna move forward with like some part of a relationship and we're going to tie it into a holiday or a specific day. Like, don't do that. Like, everybody should just go on their own schedule. So this importance of prom, as far as that goes, has been blown up out of proportion. But like I said, they seem to be downplaying that part. A lot of people are going without dates. I mean, I don't know.
Groups, like you said. I think proms are pretty similar all over.
I mean, when I went to prom, it was like, if you didn't go with a date, you sucked, so you might as well not go. Like, no one's going to show up at prom without a date. It's like, don't show up without a date. Jesus Christ, do what you have to do. Brag a cousin, So there was that pressure. I mean, luckily, it wasn't that hard, It's fine. But no really crazy memories or anything.
Cliff Booth.
I do not have any pictures of this.
No
but
killing
I can
spree.
tell you guys now that I rock a tuxedo like a motherfucker. So I make that shit look good.
That's good.
And
I hate
Ben,
dressing up. I
that's
hate
not-
formal stuff. I hate dressing up. So
Ben, that's not a prom king crown. That's Mary Lou's crown he's got hiding under there.
All right, we got one more guest waiting in the wings, and then we'll get on with the show.
promposal.
Family, we'll host annual. A familiar face you haven't seen in a while. The artist formerly known as "Hey, isn't that Devon Graham?" We've got
It's a bit long.
our good friend Drew. Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Good. That looks just like me. You're a really great artist, Jess. Always have been.
Thank you.
Captures our essence.
Try not to blow too much smoke up his ass. His head will get real big.
over my paint drawings.
You're really good at hands, I think. I think hands are your strength.
Now I know you guys are fucking with it.
I definitely once had gray shoes too. I did.
There you go.
There you go.
Once upon a time.
You know, I tried to never. Oh shit. Well,
Hey,
welcome.
Mikey's in the chat.
What?
What up, Mikey? How's it going?
Hello.
Is that the motorcycle man? Or not the
Yes.
motorcycle man, the 18-wheeler man.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Yes and yes.
Hell yeah. Oh wow.
What
So I
it's
was
a
right in
reunion,
both cases.
everybody.
Oh yeah. What up, Mikey?
Hell yeah.
Dan, do you have multiple
crowd.
hats? Do you have like a collection of those hats?
He's the hat man.
Yeah, I got a bunch of hats. Yeah, I got the new Mayor of Titty
That's cool.
City hat for After Dark shows. So
Yeah.
As
thought
seen
that was
on our
just a new
Star
hat.
Trek episode.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
I respect that you don't like adorn them with a bunch of like, green horror buttons and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, you could do that on a normal hat, but yeah, I wouldn't do that on this one. No.
Yeah. It would take away a lot of its charm.
Jose Horror 86. Hey guys. How's it going?
Mikey, who's Jenny G? Oh, Kenny G. Yeah. You missed the picture of me with short hair, bud.
Jose, I'll throw one out if you want something a little unusual. Buffet Infinity. It's it's actually a Canadian horror comedy. It might not work for you, but it's one of my favorites this year.
Oh my goodness. Holy cow.
Ugh. You all right, bud?
I'll be fine.
Jess is
Oh, Jess is
stubbed his
dying.
toe.
Hello? Oh,
What's up, Andrew?
sorry. I think I was buffering. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
Oh, it's okay.
I blame StreamYard.
That's StreamYard's fault. Everything is StreamYard's fault, but yeah, I'm excited to talk about this tonight.
Mikey's not familiar. Well, maybe we'll inspire you. Try not to listen to any spoilers over the end of each movie, but I'll. Oh, this is becoming quite a reunion. Orc in the chat.
What's up, Orc?
What up, Orc? What was Maine prom like, Orc? Or well, you may not have been in Maine.
Yeah, he wasn't in Maine at then. Were you in Colorado for prom, Orc?
Let us know what Colorado prom is like. I mean, you can still go to Maine prom. I mean, might not be welcome at this point. We're all old, but There you go.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. Don't forget to chime in the chats too, and as you are, and let us know your thoughts as we go through this. We are here for a purpose other than, just hanging out, having a good time,
and telling Jess what a great artist he is.
Thank
She
you.
is.
Jess,
Yeah,
prom night.
yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's what we're
He's
doing.
smoking the tobacco. I know what's going on.
Oh my gosh, I've screwed this up.
From 1980 and director Paul Lynch, we have Prom Night.
Oh yes.
The one that started it all. And interesting fact about this movie, the director was kind of having trouble getting this financed, and initially it wasn't Jamie Lee Curtis. The actress Eve Plum was signed on to play the lead role, and if you don't know that name, she was Jan Brady on the Brady Bunch. And unfortunately,
That sounds like it would have been awesome. What?
it probably would have been. Jamie Lee got interested, and well, that there went Eve Plum. She got canned, and Jamie Lee was in. And once she signed on, Paramount and Avco Embassy kind of had a bit of they both made offers, and they went with Avco because they gave them the wider release. So it's yeah. Unfortunate. You could have had the Jan Brady slasher, but you got
That would have been
Jamie Lee.
awesome. Oh my god.
I think so too.
That makes me like this movie less now.
It killed it for you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was actually, he pitched it as a slasher to actually the Halloween producer Irwin Yablans, and it was going to be called Don't Go See the Doctor, and it was going to be about a killer gynecologist. But
Oh my god, everything about this sounds better. What?
Yeah.
what might have been, but that didn't pan out. He told him you should just pick a holiday because obviously Halloween was killing it at that time, and it just ended up becoming Prom Night. So yeah, it could have been very, very different at one point, but this movie was a shockingly pretty big hit in its own right, and it took 7 years to get a sequel, which is bizarre, and we'll get into that because it wasn't even supposed to be a sequel. But I'm kind of curious to hear from you guys. Do you have any nostalgia for Prom Night? Because it's a very weird franchise in general, but the first one, I'm curious. Cole, because it is a
Yes.
Canadian tax shelter movie, so
Yes,
Go
so
for it.
I do, because it did air on Canadian TV quite a lot in the 80s and
Yeah.
maybe early 90s. Like, that's how I first saw it for sure. I probably did first see the TV edit, which has extra scenes, but it's been so long that I don't really remember that now. I know that I assume there's an upcoming 4K. We'll probably have it, but Synapse did a Blu-ray back in 2014. It doesn't have that cut, but it has, I guess, those scenes, like as deleted scenes, extras that you can check out just with some extra stuff to pad the running time going on there. Of course, this was before I was born, but when it first aired in 1981 on TV, on CTV actually paid quite a bit of money to get the rights to run it, but then they made a mistake, and I think they started it 20 minutes late or something and missed part of it, and then like they interrupted it with an episode of a TV show, and then they had to start the whole thing over again, and the whole thing preempted the late night news. So a bit of a debacle.
Oh my god.
But that would have been an interesting way for some people to first see the movie, because if you were there like the whole night, you would have seen like it start like 20 minutes into the movie, and then you'd watch it for a little while, and then you'd see it get interrupted by, I guess, a full episode of a television show, and then they finally started the movie start to finish. So God knows how long that took with commercials and everything. But that's pretty cool. Also, something interesting about it, speaking of tax shelter, is that it was put up by Avco Embassy Pictures, who've been around. Avco is an interesting company that's had their fingers in a lot of pies over the years when they existed. But the main thing meant to me, and sort of ties into Canada, although it was an American enterprise, was that the short-lived WHA, the World Hockey Association, that existed in the 70s as a rival league to the NHL, Avco, I guess, was like a big part of that, and that was what their trophy was. If you won the league championship, you won the Avco trophy. So that's kind of funny. You can tie it into hockey and stuff. I mean, but yeah, this is a Canadian movie, mostly Canadian cast. Of course, Leslie Nielsen's in there playing a completely straight role. The same year that he would, his whole career would change, right? Because this is the same year he did Airplane, which would just completely change the trajectory of his career. I mean, he'd mostly done fairly serious, dramatic roles, and he was on soap operas and stuff. I remember him mostly for the classic sci-fi movie Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
Back in the late 50s. He looks so different, of course, being a young man. We're used to seeing this old guy version. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, he doesn't do much in this movie. He doesn't really need to, but he's a name, right? It's like, there's Leslie Nielsen. I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to talk about performances. You guys say it'd be better if it was somebody instead of Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know if it would make any fucking difference. Like, what does it matter? Do any of these characters stand out at all? I like the movie, but there's no memorable characters here. They're just
no, not at all.
They're just cut out characters. So I don't think casting would really have affected it too much. And of course, it was always kind of weird that Jamie Lee Curtis, who gotten recognized for Halloween, jumped straight into another slasher. That's kind of cool. And then she do Terror Train. Becomes
Ghost.
Cementing her reputation as a scream queen.
I think you're right, though. The Jamie Lee Curtis and Leslie Nielsen are really what you remember and not their characters' names.
No.
So it's
I always
is she Kim? I think she's is she Kim? I think she's Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Kim.
I mean, she really doesn't get a whole lot to do in this movie. By the time the shit really hits the fan for her, you're really just like at the ending, pretty much. And I know we might do maybe some minor spoilers, but she's not being like chased by the killer throughout the.
Well, I mean, yeah, to do the major spoiler, sort of like she's basically a fake out. She's a fake final girl. She's set up throughout the movie as, this will probably be our final girl. And then you find out, spoiler, she wasn't even a target. She was never in danger. So it's interesting. And considering this is 1980 and slashers have barely really been established yet, and I think that's the most interesting thing about the movie, really, why it's remembered, is because of where it is in the pantheon of slashers. It's early, so it has some of those foundational elements, but it's completely lacking others. And it also had things that would sort of fall away, like the mystery killer. That was still a thing, and it would kind of get done away, I think, probably by the second Friday the 13th. Halloween was really the first one to do it. They were like, fuck it, no they were just like, and that was like maybe the arguably first or second slasher anyway. But if you want to say like Black Christmas, another Canadian classic, like one of the best slashers, they do hide the identity of the killer. It's a bit different because there isn't really a big reveal to go, it was that guy. Like, it's just sort of left ambiguous exactly who he was. But, he's not seen. We don't get to know who he is. I don't know. It just seemed like a staple of early slashers, including the first Friday the 13th. The big reveal was, the killer's actually Mrs. Voorhees. And then they were like, maybe just follow Halloween. And like, we don't need a mystery. We'll just have a killer and he kills people and we'll just show him doing it. And we won't have any whodunit nonsense going on. But this is 1980 and that was still kind of a thing. And, that ties into the Italian giallos, too, which usually work that way. They almost always hid the identity of the killer. That was part of the ride of a giallo, was the mystery. So it's interesting. It's one of the more antiquated things that most slashers would drop. And then it got brought back in Scream ages later, So that's what's really memorable to me about the movie is its weird, unique place. Halloween had sort of kickstarted things, but we hadn't entered the golden age that I think probably the next year happened. 81 is maybe the biggest year in slashers, and that kicked off a whole decade of,
There are a lot in 81.
Yeah, a lot of big
and
ones.
And most are good. Most are good in 81.
The Burning, and of course Halloween 2, Friday the 13th Part 2. some big ones.
Andrew,
you know what
Thoughts
slasher
on-
I don't like from 1981? Madman. That movie's fucking boring.
Oh,
It's so boring.
I kind
don't
of like
know-
I like its atmosphere. I'll give it, but you're right. Like, there's not much meat to the story, so a lot of it is just drawn out scenes of nothing happening.
I think the most memorable thing about that movie to me is like several of the girls have like these really alien-like eyes where their eyes are spaced far apart. There's like several women in the movie like that. Maybe the one thing I remember about that movie.
Is that the one with the poster with like the demonic-looking dog? Is
Madman?
that man?
No,
No.
Okay.
it's like a silhouette. It's like the same as the Slaughterhouse poster, right, Dan?
Okay, yeah.
Madman Mars. A lot of people remember the theme.
I don't like the
From it.
theme either. I don't think like there's like a that's like my favorite thing about Prom Night is the music from Paul Zaza. That's my favorite thing about this movie.
They actually
That-
got sued
Lasting legacy.
They did? Did they really?
because they were dancing to like really popular disco songs at the time that they couldn't afford because it was a modest budget. And yeah, they were successfully sued because they did like almost like very, very close knockoff versions of whatever.
I mean,
those
that
songs-
main one they did is like such a sound alike of "I Will Survive," right? Like it's
Yeah.
almost exactly the same with a few minor tweaks and different lyrics, But I mean, that's what everybody's supposed to think of when they hear it, and it's not subtle.
It cost them. They lost that lawsuit, so it cost them.
Oh wow. I mean that's why it took him 7 years to make a sequel.
There were a lot. Yeah, it is bizarre because again, this grossed almost $15 million, which at the time was a very healthy profit.
Yeah.
And
And then they got sued for $10 million.
Oh god.
It wasn't quite that bad.
I don't
but
think they paid that whole amount out, but that's what it was originally.
It was okay. Yeah, so that could have complicated it though. Lawsuits
Says
can
it was
drag-
settled for only $50,000. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
In a way, so it was worth it. I think probably.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think the
this-
things I remember the most about this movie are spoilers. And I don't know if we're doing that, so I don't want to
Yeah,
just
go
go
for
on
it.
about that. Well,
Yeah,
like
go for
the killer reveal, her brother, if I remember right? Because I haven't watched this movie in like 7 or 8 years. It's her brother,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's disguised as a woman. Is that not right?
No, he's just wearing
No.
a ski mask.
Ski
I
mask.
thought was he wearing makeup, or am I thinking of a different movie? I might be
You're
thinking
thinking
of
of,
something else.
I don't know, any number of
You're-
any movies where they made the killer a cross-dresser. There were a lot of
yeah.
those.
I think you're.
You know what I might be thinking of? What's that movie?
Yeah.
I watched it not that long ago, and
Dress to Kill.
not Dressed to Kill. It's much
Well,
like
That
lower
was also
tier.
1980.
Or
Oh, it was Strip to Kill. Strip to Kill. Funnily enough,
Oh,
Wow,
there you go.
you're-
you remember the hotel scene, Dan, where he reveals he's like, that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, weren't
Yeah.
they using shots like it could have been one of the girls or something?
It's been.
I
it's
don't
been a
think
while.
so because there's like obscene phone calls, which is
You're
another
right.
thing that was an early thing that Scream brought back, right? Because like that scene again, Black Christmas.
Yeah,
They had what is it? When a Stranger Calls, which was all about that.
Mhm.
So that was a thing again in the early days. That was part of the slasher dance. Is that you'd have the killer making obscene / threatening phone calls, and then
I
it
think,
just
uh,
fell away because that stuff was less important. It was more about body count. It's more like get teens to this area and have them killed off. We don't need the song and dance of all that.
Yeah, I
But,
think When a Stranger Calls Back is way better than When a Stranger Calls. To be honest, it's so much more fun.
hot take.
More.
I get them-
more action.
I kind of remember them as the same movie. I've seen them
'Cause, like-
both, but I got
Like, because I just get a little like checked out with post the what is the original short called? The Sitter, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah. So like once it gets into like after that, kind of loses me a little bit. It gets me back once they bring Carol Kane back into the picture. But like the second one is like far more interesting. But
I
anyways,
think
Prom Night.
Carol Kane was terribly miscast.
I remember her most from Seinfeld when she was playing that. She wasn't a prostitute, but she was mistaken for one when she was waiting in the lobby. That's what it was. That's where I remember Carol Kane from the most. But Is this movie Prom Night? Is it like a lot of daylight scenes? Is that what I'm remembering?
You are.
There's a lot of daylight scenes, and then the night, and this is the main thing I remember, like the actual night when they get to, like anytime I've seen it on TV or on DVD, maybe they've cleaned it up. It's so dark, I can't see what's happening anywhere.
I think they have brightened it by the Blu-ray
dark.
Because
like my memory of this is like, that, and I mean, I saw this only a few months ago, luckily, and whatever transfer I saw was still so dark, like you couldn't see, but a lot of it's daylight, which I think is interesting in a way, because there were a few early slashers where daylight, it reinforced the idea of how daylight was scary, because like the first Friday the 13th really reinforced to me like how scary it was even in broad daylight to be in the woods because you're alone. It doesn't matter if it's sunny because you're alone and maybe a killer or somebody stalking you. And I think it's the kind of thing, as a kid, when I watched this movie, I was much more scared by the opening scene, by the kids playing that game, than anything that that happened later with an actual killer. And this idea of running through an abandoned school or whatever, I think it was a convent. I always used to think it was a school. I don't remember, but if you read somewhere, and they must mention it, actually. They must mention it in the movie. It actually was a convent, but I always thought it was a school. But anyway, it reinforced that idea again. It's bright, it's sunny, but it was still scary. I always thought, that always stuck with me as much more scary than the actual murders, was just these kids stalking around going, killers are coming and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's definitely
it has its moments for sure. Yeah, it definitely has its moments, and it does kind of get lively when we kind of get into the stalk and slash stuff. I thought the character Seymour, the nerd who actually does get the girl, was
that's right.
Yeah, but not a great use of like Leslie Nielsen, who doesn't really get a lot particularly interesting to do. And like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis is just kind of there, like up until like the very, very end. I mean,
is there much with her in Terror Train for that matter? That's a movie I haven't watched in a while either.
Well,
it's kind of the same thing, I think.
Yeah, I feel like
because Terror Train's another sort of ensemble thing. They really,
because I remember I was talking
to
someone the other day about Halloween, because I was talking to someone about Halloween, and I love Halloween, but I don't hold it in the regard that a lot of people do, where it's like I don't think it's a masterpiece or anything. And I was just thinking, like, what does Jamie Lee Curtis really bring to that movie? Like, I feel like she just kind of ends up being the final girl just circumstantially. I don't think there's anything really like amazing about her in that movie as far as her character. I think she's great in Halloween H2O as far as performance, but in the original Halloween, I don't think she really does anything too memorable, really, or any of these other movies for that matter, Prom Night or Terror Train. I just don't really hold her in that high regard like a lot of people do.
I mean, I don't the character over all the dumb sequels they did, but I mean, in the original, it was good enough because, again, this is an early idea of Final Girl. It wasn't necessarily about her being so amazing. It was just, she's the one that made it, I just think they were just going for a realism thing. Like she keeps her head pretty well. She protects the kids, but she's not like a badass or anything. And, she has
on the flip side,
saved by Loomis. And I think that was intentional. Nowadays, people want a final girl to be some sort of badass, and some movies. Yeah,
and on the flip side, I think about like Jess in Black Christmas. I think she was a great final girl. I think she had a lot more character. First of all,
she certainly did have a lot more character, and she was dealing with a lot
for sure.
More.
Exactly,
much better.
That movie is just a much better movie for sure. In all of the examples I've brought up so far,
just one of the best slashers. Black Christmas. I mean, I love the original Halloween, but I'd say Black Christmas is the superior movie.
Easily.
No. They're about equal.
Easily.
No. I gotta put it over it, Jess. I know you got nostalgia, but the original Black Christmas
it's amazing. Scary. It's top 5 for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Kory, you want to add to this quick?
Actually, I was going to let you go first.
Over Halloween?
Over Halloween? No.
Yeah.
No. Who's
these three?
Why can't I think of the actress's name?
I'm not taking it over Halloween. I'm saying just as good as Halloween.
The only thing Black Christmas has over Halloween is the one chick's tits. That's it.
Oh, there's a lot more going for it.
No,
Yeah.
no, that movie's boring.
Wait, is there any
I agree.
tits in Black Christmas?
No, but you see him. Isn't what? Damn it! What
are we talking
is
about
her name?
Olivia Hussey, or are we talking
Yes.
about those? Okay, yeah,
Yes, you can see her naked in Romeo and Juliet.
yes, and also Psycho 4.
Yes.
I think a lot of us did in school, although.
Oh, yeah.
When, yeah, that was she was.
Did you get the talking
age.
to before they played the movie?
I always found it kind of odd because I was such a film geek that even then it's like, oh, okay, there's some pretty baby shit going on in this one. Like I'm a little surprised for watching it in school, but
I never actually saw it. What's funny is I did see a lot of nudity in school for Shakespeare, but it wasn't that. We watched not kidding, the Playboy production of Macbeth, which has all this nudity that's not even really in the play, but they just decide to throw it out there, I guess. Like Lady Macbeth runs around bottomless for like the last third of that movie. It's pretty funny. Our English teacher's just like, so just watch out for that. We did.
Should have went to school in Canada, apparently.
Yeah.
Got a good education for sure.
Well,
Yes.
Speaking of nostalgia, definitely this first prom night holds a lot for me. Going back to it, I probably first saw this like Cole on network TV, maybe with my parents in the living room. But my big memory of it is watching it with my cousins, and particularly my cousin Mace. Kory knows him. It's one of his favorite horror films of all. It kind of baffles me, but
yeah.
Prom Night is. Yeah,
Really?
the original Prom Night.
Okay.
Not the franchise, but the original Prom Night.
Okay. I'm not hating.
But I do remember watching this he had, the VHS tapes that we all taped stuff off of, either on TV or somebody duplicated a movie. If you had 2 VCRs or something, he had these tapes of like 3 movies on each one of horror, a lot of horror movies. And this was on there, and this was a memory. Definitely hanging out, possibly junior high on a Saturday night, watching horror movies, or early high school. And like I said, I had seen it before. It's not a movie I watch every year, but I've definitely seen this multiple times. We just watched it not last May or the May before with kind of that same cousin group, all old.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was a lot of fun too. But yeah, I see its flaws, but you guys mentioned a lot of the positives and negatives. It's hard to argue that. Yeah, it's that's basically what I have to say about it. I'd say it's a strong classic, that time period, 80s, 70s horror movie. I love its grit. And when I was younger, we'll get to it. Mary Lou, I did enjoy that a tad more at the time, but now that I'm growing older, it kind of, I appreciate this movie even more. And again, the memories I have of it, and I still think it's a solid film of that time. It brings back stuff that we don't get today, that we always, people try to recreate, and they can never, truly go back. So you have this stuff to take you there.
Good point.
And that's
it's more of a snapshot of its time than necessarily a great story or anything like that. And then as a slasher goes, and again, I don't blame it because it's very early before the violence really got up. Like for a slasher, the kills are not memorable. Like I wouldn't say there's any kill in this movie that's particularly like a classic slasher kill. Like I barely remember, and I watched this 2 months ago. Like some of they get killed, but there's nothing really special or memorable, I don't think, about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you had some of the Don't movies that were definitely more brutal. This is a little lighter. I mean, I kind of consider this like a middle of the road slasher. it is the golden age of the slasher at this point. So
you could definitely do far worse in this era. You definitely can.
You can.
Oh, yeah.
You could do a lot far worse in the late 80s as the slasher kind of declines, but it's middle of the road. I have much more nostalgia personally for we'll talk as we go along, but it's better than I remembered it. This was probably my first watch, and I binged all these over the last couple days. I'd say it's a little bit better than I remember it, but unspectacular. It's not great.
Well, what would you guys say that these had, or this one has lasting power? It may not be at the level of your Halloweens and Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaws that we mentioned, but it has stayed in some sort of play, and it has I'd say, somewhat high place in horror amongst.
I feel like it's one of those movies that's just like a part of a list of like, these are like the ones you got to check out. It's probably mostly because of Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that's kind of what keeps its reputation where it's at, in my opinion, anyways.
If it were the Eve Plum slasher movie, like any slasher from the 80s, you'd have some eyeballs on it because everybody's
probably a hidden gem.
80s slashers. It would be more of a, I don't know that it'd be a hidden gem. It would just be like,
well, not a gem, sorry, but like it would be like a curious thing, like, oh my god, Jan Brady made a horror movie, I got to see that. Like,
be a return to horror high,
Yeah, that would be kind of where this movie would be. And honestly, she might have been done better than Jamie Lee Curtis. I like Jamie Lee Curtis. I've never found her to be a sure thing. There's certain times where it does feel like she's just kind of cashing a check in certain movies. But I had a good time with this.
How is she in that movie, Dan, Mother's Day? I've never seen it. Isn't that a horror movie?
It's more of a thriller.
Okay.
That's actually a pretty decent performance. I wouldn't call it a great movie, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Want to jump in here real quick? I wanted to say hi to Jonathan real quick.
Jonathan.
Howdy, man.
And then I wanted to tell you guys that there is nothing good about this movie. The only thing that keeps this movie even fucking relevant is these fucking morons, these fucking whack job Halloween fans that sit there and bow at the fucking altar of Jamie Lee Curtis. Fuck Jamie Lee Curtis and the fucking horse she rode in on. This movie sucks. It is bad. It is boring. There's nothing good about it. Fuck this movie and the fucking shit it's printed on. Can we please now move on to the better movies in this?
I think you need some activity. Kory.
Whoa.
I hate this movie. This movie put my fucking granddaughter to sleep. This is bad.
Oh, that's a good way to judge movies.
Kory, I know you're a metal guy, but like the disco is just not for you. No.
Oh no, the disco. I wanted to gouge my fucking eyes out when they started dancing.
I mean, that's another
you know what's
memorable of the movie.
Zero
the timing
fucking likability about this movie. The best version of this movie is the version Cole was talking about when it's too dark and you can't see any of it because it sucks.
Well, luckily there's still that pounding disco beat throughout the whole thing.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that.
The timing of the movie is really everything.
Same year though. That's
what I mean. The movie comes before the slasher era kicks off and just as disco is dying. So it's the end of one era and the start of another.
Disco couldn't die fast enough.
Oh, you're one of those people too. Jesus Christ, it's just disco. Like, I've never understood that crazy backlash against disco.
Genre.
I love disco.
I've never understood the crazy backlash against hair metal, but you know what? It's there.
I don't think there was like I mean I definitely hate hair metal, but I don't recall there being like an event where in stadiums a stadium and a record DJ and stuff took hair metal albums and blew them up while a crowd cheered and caused a riot like happened to poor Disco, to the point that the Bee Gees, who weren't even really a disco band, went into hiding for like 4 years because everybody was sick of them, just because they released like one disco album while the rest of their career really was not disco oriented at all. So yeah, I mean, again, everything gets popular, gets a backlash, but I mean, discos was just so vicious.
Sucked.
I'll
tell you what it was. It was all the fucking polyester and bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms are kind of cool though.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think any genre, including genres I liked back then, had good fashion. Whether you're talking about punk or metal or disco, the fashion wasn't good for any of them. So, yeah. I mean, hair metal.
Ghost is a fan of both.
They're like, yeah, like the height of fashion was definitely David Lee Roth running around in those jumpsuits.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I do know you do like disco, Drew.
I love disco.
Hold on.
But yeah, I think that's why the movie
does the
remembers.
audience
It's the time.
You like disco?
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea what that was. That looked like a fun dance party.
We were all trapped in the heart of Ging. And yeah, there's another one where I tell her that you're all gay. And
yeah, I remember that. That was great.
She would not believe me about Christian, though. She wouldn't. Just the Christian crush was just impossible. No matter what we told her, just couldn't beat Christian. So
very sad. That's very fucking sad.
Hello, Blu-rays. But Kory, you're wrong again, and I was going to give you a free pass card on for your comment earlier against these guys in Black Christmas, but man, I don't think you can use it on this one. It may not be your favorite in this franchise.
Tell me which part of this fucking movie is better than the next two.
Well, it's not my
part of this movie that is better than the next two.
I don't remember.
It's a lot better than part 3.
Oh, the fuck it is.
Yeah. It's a lot better than part 3.
No.
So fuck that.
We'll see where we end up.
Movie is boring as fuck. You can't go to sleep at night. Put on Prom Night.
There are much less lively slasher movies out there.
Yes.
The Forest.
I'm not dying on the hill defending Prom Night by any means.
No,
because I think it's a very average movie. But
just
I don't defend
one
it.
Of these sheep that bows at the altar of Jamie Lee Curtis. She's overrated.
I mean,
it isn't about Jamie Lee for me.
It doesn't matter to me that she's in it whatsoever, and I think you're right. That's what makes the movie. Like I said, I just think it's an interesting crossroads because she is coming off Halloween and she decides to jump right into another slasher. Slashers are just about to explode. This is before that. I like how, I don't know, it just has some interesting elements that don't come together. Its flaws are sort of interesting to me too. Like the way it's written is weird. Like the fact that Leslie Nelson isn't just the school principal. He's their father too. Like there's no reason for it and it adds nothing really, but it's there. And then there's this other thing that was in other slashers sometimes, and particularly in the next year, it would be used in a far better Canadian slasher. Again, one of my top 5 favorites, My Bloody Valentine. Just like My Bloody Valentine, this movie has a weird sort of red herring about who the killer actually is to try to throw us off. It's much more prevalent in My Bloody Valentine. They're blathering on about Harry Warden and all the stuff he did. It's like, Harry's back. He's got to be back. And we found out he broke out of the asylum. Something similar here. Now, it's not nearly as well done because it's more vague. It's just like, okay, there was some killer who, I don't know, we don't even know if he was a killer, but like what, he was like a rapist or he molested people, and that happened and he was locked up, and they're like, oh, we think we heard that he escaped and maybe it's him, and it really adds nothing to the movie, but it was just sort of how they wrote some of these movies back then. Again, because I think maybe they were aware of how weak the story is. They're like, we really got to try to get the audience invested in the mystery, who this killer could be, you know? So we have this weird, again, red herring thing where it's possibly this unrelated pervert, but of course that's not true at all. To the point, though, they keep reminding you, like, they actually have the cops at the prom, right? Like, the cops know something's up because the phone calls are like, and then one of them's just like, oh, I can't remember. What happened? He escaped and he, like, goes off the road and dies or something? What happens to that guy?
You mean the red herring.
Yeah, like something happens to him. Doesn't he get killed or something, just like in an accident or something? I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how.
Anyway, something happens so that the cops relax completely. The cops are like, there, no problem. And they basically just abandon their post to allow the killings to happen, which I always did find kind of funny. The cops are like, well, that's all the confirmation I need. There's no reason for us to be at this prom or take anything seriously. You know, you kind of wish a cop or two would get killed because they're so fucking incompetent. So that's something I would have done to improve the script, was kill one of those cops.
Yeah, it's kind of not the best script. I know that's not the main thing people were going to these for, but yeah, it has its moments. I just it doesn't do anything outstanding. I mean, probably some of the humor watching it all these years later is what really worked for me. The Seymour character, and some weird decisions too. You think this Gardner is like some pervert, yet you choose to moon him. Kind of an odd way to mess with the pervert. I don't think he minded too much. But
it was a different time, Dan.
Well, like I said, what I meant about the writing was, like, again, we're at a point where, like, they're not just realizing yet, like, how formulaic you can make a slasher. They haven't reached that yet. So they're trying different narrative things to try to make things interesting, and they're falling flat. Because, I mean, in just a couple of years after this, like, some of the most known slashers have really bare bones plots, because it doesn't matter. It's just about getting the people to a location and killing them off in interesting and brutal ways. Like, that formula has not been reached yet at that point. That's why that's funny if you're like a slasher fan, or if you're interested in the history of horror slashers, and you look back at this movie and you'd be like, what is the big deal about this movie? The kills are very mediocre and, you know, not memorable. It's like, we just haven't gotten to that point. Like, it's about to happen, like, within probably, I'd say, a few months of this movie's release. Even everything happens so quickly with some of these other movies. But yeah, they were just trying different narrative things. I don't know. It has interesting moments. Like, I like that fight they have in, like, the cafeteria. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's something. You know, it doesn't have much to do with the plot. It doesn't have big ramifications, but it is kind of an interesting scene, and it helps remind us again that Leslie Nielsen is the dad and the principal. Like, he's yelling at his son and blah blah blah. He's like, I expect better from you. It's not like it's a great scene or anything, but it helps remind us of some stuff. Although, like I said, I think if I rewrote it, I would probably have, you know, the dad and principal be separate characters. I don't think it was really necessary for him to be both. We never get to really see
that needs to make you think.
We never get to see the emotional trauma that Leslie Nielsen goes through for having lost his daughter those years ago. Like, that's not really touched on. Like, we see that her siblings are dealing with stuff, although they can't show too much because they don't want to give away, you know, the brother is in fact the killer. So the only person they can really key in on about, like, what this loss has done to them is Jamie Lee Curtis's character Kim, and they don't do it nearly enough. It's more like, well, my sister died and that was bad, but that was a while ago and I'm moving on. You know, it's weird because
it feels like a lot is missed
with the girl dying, and it's like, this obviously is the reason for everything. And then I guess again they're worried about their very bare bones mystery being found out too soon, so they immediately have to downplay it all. So it creates this weird thing where it's like the characters don't seem to really care that much. Even though, like, something bad happening in the past leading to a killer taking revenge is, like, one of the elements that did stay. Like, some of these other things, like I said, they fall by the wayside. It's like, we don't need this anymore. But that's one that did stay all throughout the age. You know, it's like, oh, something bad happened to a killer or somebody the killer cared about, and now years later they're snapping and taking revenge. That, you know, that continued well past the era.
It feels like there's like 15 minutes of plot missing. It's a good opening. I mean, I think the opening is very, set up well, but yeah, more morning.
That's why I think arguably the TV release could be better, because there are additional scenes. I can't remember them, but I'd like to see them. See if it feels like it adds to it at all. Like, none of those additional scenes have anything to do with like the killer, really. I don't think. They're just, other characters interacting with each other, including a character that was, I guess, completely dropped. Some sort of, what are they, a teacher or tutor or something? Something like that.
This was also a debut for Jeff Wincott for you 80s, 90s action fans. He did a lot of martial arts and action movies in the 80s and 90s. He played Drew.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Kory, my one last defense is it's that type of movie that definitely, like Drew said, it's going to be in your list of the slashers to watch from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, if you want to go to sleep real quick.
No, it's definitely going to be on there.
Yeah.
If you get on a kick of your 80s slasher movies and you burn through, of course, all the ones you're going to watch, and
just point out that's also Michael Wincott's brother. If you want to go for a more prominent Canadian character actor,
yeah,
it's his brother. Michael Wincott's awesome. I love him. So pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely the more talented of the two, but yeah. Jeff made some fun movies.
He was a really great Taekwondo champion.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I always like throwing people like him out there because I know most of his stuff was direct to video, but that era of Jeff Speakman and Jeff Wincott and Frank Zagarino, some of these guys that never really get their flowers, but we rented their movies all the time at the old Ma and Pops.
What's funny is one of his 90s movies was called Last Man Standing, and it came out a year before the Bruce Willis Last Man Standing. It's kind of funny.
That's interesting. Well,
yes. Did you have any more you were going to try?
Nothing really that I'm going to convince you to, change your mind and get the correct answer. But
I'd rather super glue my dick to a bullet train than watch that movie again.
I just can't believe you think it's that bad.
It is bad. It is so fucking bad. It is so boring. I just can't. No,
I don't know. Like, I don't think it's great or good, but I just don't
make
see
Leslie
that
Nielsen
bad
the fucking killer. At least then it might be a little more interesting.
No,
Jess, let me tell you something that'll cheer you up about this take from Kory. I rewatched all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies a few months ago, and like my opinion on most these movies has severely changed, and I've really come to love 4 and 5 a lot now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you started to scare me there for a minute, Drew.
4 is awesome.
5's a piece.
Yeah, 4 is definitely one of my favorites.
Hey,
dude!
Hey,
5,
hey! 5 is awesome. You don't talk shit about Nightmare on Elm Street here.
Oh, here we go.
It's on the lower part of my list, but there's no.
It is miles better than this piece of shit.
That is bad, and except the remake. No,
we're getting the rumble.
It is miles better than this movie, but this movie has its place. And when you're done with the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and you still want that 80s grit, and you're done with the Friday the 13th.
Watch Prom Night Part 2.
Well, you start with this one.
No, you don't.
And you have a good time.
This doesn't exist anymore. I am erasing this. This movie is just no.
You're having a good time. You can chat during some of the slow scenes as you're.
Oh, that's like 90% of the fucking movie.
No.
Yes.
I think
nothing happens till the last fucking 10, 15 minutes.
There's suspense and
no, there's not.
Atmosphere. Yes, thank you.
The only suspense is whether these motherfuckers are going to trip over their damn bell bottoms.
Well, Kory, we've had enough.
The 70s sucked.
Yeah, there were no good movies in the 70s, that's for sure. I can't think of one.
Best
Wow.
goddamn decade for film.
100%.
No.
Yeah. The best. Yeah.
I was
No.
If cross genre, best decade for film.
New Hollywood,
No.
baby.
It is a great decade for film, but anyway.
Better.
I don't know
I'm
about
talking just film in general. I'm not just talking horror.
Yeah, you're not
Just
talking.
film.
In my opinion,
But-
that outside of a couple of little blips on the radar here, Star Wars, and fucking wasn't the first was the First Blood was made in late 70s, or no, it was Rocky
Nope.
that was made in 70s.
76.
Rocky, yes,
Yeah.
Rocky.
So a couple
first
of
two
movies
Rockies.
like that, okay, fine. But outside of that, when Bogart and Cagney quit making movies, Hollywood died until the 80s.
Oh,
Not
wow,
a
I
fan of
wouldn't go
New
that far.
Hollywood, huh? You like the blockbuster era. Yeah. You don't like
I was
those
gonna
auteur-
say things.
No auteur films? I mean, some of them are overrated, but, we don't have time to get into all that.
We're rumbling about everything.
You rumble about everything, yeah.
There you go.
Well,
The
now
name
it's
of the
time
show, buds.
to go
This
to
is the only sequel I think I have seen.
Hello,
I
Mary
don't
Lou.
remember.
Yeah,
Brother
same
Love
here.
You.
This is the
So
only
there's
sequel
not much
I've
I can say. I can't
I
remember.
have a lot of stories with this one. I have a
Mary
lot of
Lou
stories
needs to be
with
put
this.
in the same fucking pantheon as every other fucking great slasher villain. She should
Yes.
not be left out.
She's great. Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Well,
this is
there
the
you
one
go,
where they
you're
just go for like the full Carrie ripoff. They're like, let's
Right,
just
No, there's some
sort of-
nightmare in
like the
Nightmare
first
on
one
Elm
wasn't
Street in
enough
there.
like Carrie. Yeah, probably. I mean, there's quite a gap. Is this like 87 or something?
Yeah, this definitely has its mid.
So that's the
80s
thing. It's
influence
too
of
much.
where the
it's-
slasher
it's-
genre went.
Yeah, it's too much time. It's a ton too much time. Think of all the movies that came out in between the slashers.
no,
Well,
I mean, look at the Texas
Here's
Chainsaw
the thing,
Massacre.
though. The director never really wanted to make a sequel. He was, he did make another great horror movie called Humongous a couple years after, but
I remember
this was written and shot as The Haunting of Hamilton High, and the only reason that they changed this to a Prom Night sequel is just the studio just thought there was enough similarities that they could just make money off of it. Now, 7 years was a very long time at this point to wait to do a follow-up anyways. Prom Night did make a very healthy profit, so it's again bizarre that they didn't get a sequel out much sooner, especially the rise of Friday the 13th. You would have thought we would have been on our fifth Prom Night movie at this point. But no, it was always The Haunting of Hamilton High, and I had the pleasure early when I was doing I can't even remember if we were Creep Show Radio or still Horror Theater Radio way back in the day, but we interviewed the director Bruce Pittman for this movie. I adore Hello Mary Lou. I always thought this movie was just a blast. So had the pleasure of interviewing him, and
Is he still around, Dan? Is he still around?
yeah, he's still living, and these are all going to be coming out again here soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should send that over to Michael Felsher for the 4K. Your interview.
Yeah, not the best audio back, God, at least 15 years ago at this point, probably longer. But it had its issues as far as the production goes. I know the executive producer wasn't very satisfied when it was completed, and he had screenwriter Ron Oliver do $100K, I think, roughly worth of reshoots, and you can definitely see the Nightmare on Elm Street influence, the rocking horse with the tongue, and the chalkboard whirlpool scene. It feels so different from the original Prom Night, and once I was able to interview Bruce Pittman, just understanding.
Oh, Bruce Pittman. I'm sorry, I blanked out on that. He did the movie about here where I live. He did Shattered.
Yeah. He's a great.
For those who don't know, it's about the Halifax explosion.
Yeah, that has another alternate title too. But yeah, no, We talked to him about his whole career. He was awesome. I think I might
Or
still be friends
Shattered
with him.
City. I said Shattered. It's Shattered City.
Yeah, there you go. The Halifax.
That was a pretty big television event back when that came out a little over 20 years ago. But that's a really good movie.
He's a director. It's well worth looking into his filmography. He's done fantastic work, and it was really interesting. Had a lot to say about the Canadian film industry at the time, where it was then. And yeah, I think this movie is insanely entertaining. Lisa Schrage, who plays Mary Lou, should have been a horror icon and never quite got there. Very weird. They never called her for the third movie, which is, we'll get into that. But I just think this movie's pretty damn perfect. Wendy Lyon as Vicky. We were gonna interview her too, but she was not too not too enthusiastic to talk about some of her very graphic nude scenes, which that wasn't in the script, but I guess they talked her into doing the full nude scenes, which we thank her for. But yeah, this is one of the most fun movies to come out of the 80s. You got Michael Ironside, talk about great Canadian character actors. This is fantastic. Luis Faria, I think is how you say his name. He went on to star in Stargate Universe and a lot of different movies. Great cast, great special effects. This, I wish it was not called Prom Night 2. Because I think if it was just called The Haunting of Hamilton High or something else.
Well, the first Prom Night was Hamilton High.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't think they called it Hamilton High in the first one.
But
this was.
I wouldn't have this one any other way, including the Prom Night 2 label.
Yeah.
It has.
I mean, they could have called it Prom Night 2, The Haunting High, or whatever.
I think it could have been.
Yeah,
I think it could have been just as well received or whatever.
I mean, Mary Lou.
It was just Hello, Mary Lou.
It's just a stupid title.
I like Hello.
They're just riffing on an old song. Like, who gives a shit? Let's use a pun.
No
from
Ricky
a
Nelson
song.
fans here. I see.
I like the song fine, but I just mean if you want to date a fucking movie, like do a little, pun about a song into your title, which has nothing to do with the plot, just because her name's Mary Lou. I mean, that's just asinine. Well, so I would have said, I would have called it
Perry Como.
Introducing Mary Lou to in this movie. So
I mean, just call it Prom Night 2, The Haunting of Hamilton High. Seems simple enough to me. Anyway, it's fine.
That works.
I just think it's a silly title, but it's one of the reasons why I think probably wouldn't get taken seriously.
No, I agree.
Great movie.
I don't know.
Light years better than the first movie.
Not light years.
Yes.
Light years. I really need to
better.
see it again. If I'd known about this, I would have, tried to track it down to watch it again because it's been too long. I can't really say much about it.
Well, you get to see it all cleaned up soon, and
it's interesting that it's been compared to like Blue Velvet. I was like, I don't remember that, but okay.
That was a weird quote.
If we're just doing old song titles for movie titles.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time only a couple years ago, and I pretty much I'm with Kory and Dan about this, just being substantially better than the first one, because that's what I remember. There's a lot of details I don't remember, but I remember it just being thoroughly entertaining. I remember the only thing I was mad about was that Lisa Schrage wasn't topless. That's the only thing I remember being mad about.
Well, you got plenty. You got full frontal on this.
No, yeah. They don't again, thoroughly entertaining regardless. It's
it was a good mix.
She was great though. I thought she was awesome in that movie.
Oh, she was fantastic. She said she never even got a call for the third one. So I don't understand that. I know
I don't get that.
There's a wild story with.
Isn't there the same writer for 2 and 3?
Yeah, and it just balances the horror and the comedic elements perfectly. I mean, you got Michael Ironside, so that's always going to add some gravitas to anything. It's kind of the perfect don't want to even just call it a horror comedy, but the kills are
it's
so
a perfect mix
creative.
of all what you want out of horror of this time. It really is. The look of it, the feel of it. It's got, the slasher stuff. It's got suspense. It's got great characters. It's well paced.
Mm-hmm. That's always a plus.
The blowjob gag was pretty funny.
Yeah, the fantasy horror element. That's what I was trying. Yes.
Yeah. No, I adore this movie. I can't wait to see what it looks like on 4K. And yeah, perfectly cast. This is just a good, just party movie. And there's weird horror franchises out there. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. My God, like how strange that franchise is as a whole.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and
I can't remember it well enough. So, I mean, if anybody says it's better than Prom Night, I'm not going to disagree because I can't remember. I feel like the more I hear about it and remember it, it just shouldn't be a Prom Night movie. It should be its own thing. I'm not a fan of changing things so much. The first Prom Night was just a slasher. Now, I'm not talking about whether it was good or bad. Could have been amazing, could have been terrible. That's irrelevant to my point. My point is it was a slasher with just like a killer in a mask. Now it introduces all these supernatural elements. I'm not a fan of doing that in a series. So I feel like this should have been something else. It should not have been Prom Night. And I get it. That wasn't even their original intent. It's too bad. I get it. They slapped it on for name recognition and to make more money. And I get all that. Because it seems like it's a pretty good movie from what people remember. I need to see it again. But yeah, I'm not a fan of... it sounds like a terrible sequel, is what I'll say. But, it does not seem like a good sequel. It doesn't seem to have much to do with the first one. And it just changes the tone and everything to go from run-of-the-mill slasher stuff to supernatural hauntings and things. But
it doesn't, and it does, but in a good way. Sorry, Kory.
No, I was just saying... He was saying haunting, and it is, but like she actually takes possession of the...
There's possession. She tries to suck somebody into the underworld. It's full on supernatural, which is fine. I like those movies. I'm just saying,
but I think this change worked for this at this time, and I don't think this movie, as good as it is, would have had it wouldn't have stuck around if it wasn't part of the Prom Night. And honestly, Prom Night, at least the next one, kind of keeps going farther out there, which we'll get.
It depends. 87. Too, you got to remember the slasher film. Not to say that there aren't slashers I enjoy from that time, but we were getting stuff like Slaughter High. We were a bit past the peak of The Burning and Toolbox Murders. All these films, it might have had a shot. I think if it just wasn't tied into the slasher genre, and they marketed it more as, Carrie, Elm Street, sort of mashup.
Yeah.
And I know the director felt the same way.
Any of that stuff, I think it adds to it positive.
Yeah.
In a positive way.
Yeah. It's one of those ones, like a lot of people just never, I'll bring it up and there's like, oh, wow, that's actually good. I never got around to it. And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you like the first film. This is really just its own thing. 2 and 3 are connected, and just think of the other 2 as just standalone movies.
But even 2 and 3 connected,
they are.
It gets whacked. We'll get to it. It gets whacked out. It really is, and it isn't connected in a way.
2 and 3? Well, no, they're definitely
the vibe. Yes, they are definitely connected. It's Mary Lou, and we'll get to that. But it's just the vibe of it.
It's a yo-yo of a franchise.
Yeah.
By the time you get to 4, it's just it's all over the place.
I do want to say that there's definitely a difference in how Mary Lou's portrayed. Obviously, different actress in the next one, but in this one, she really comes off like she's very vulgar. She's she's all about having sex or whatever, and that's great, and it works in this one. And I think the actress who plays her in part 3, which we'll get to, I'll discuss that when we get there. But part 2 is awesome. I love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this was the start of the franchise, it would be a completely different outlook.
Definitely a highlight of this time in horror. I would say like a standout movie. Like I'm trying to think 87 movies. I know like Blood Diner. That's probably my favorite from that year. And I love
like The
New
Gate.
Blood. I do love New Blood. Friday the 13th. I know it's not like one of the best, but I do love it because I love Lara Park Lincoln. I love Elizabeth Keitan. She's my favorite scream queen. What was the Nightmare movie this year? Was it 5 or was there a Nightmare movie this year?
Trying to do the math.
I don't think there was that year.
I think 5 was 89.
That
would have
quick.
been
Probably
What,
4.
Yeah.
what year is 3?
Yeah. 3 is that like mid 80s or?
This might be.
No, 3 is
3 might,
3 is
3 might be
87.
87. Yeah,
Okay,
3 is
there you go.
87.
Dream Warriors. That's
Because
a
two
good
was
one.
85.
Yeah. So Dream
The
Warriors.
original's 84. I believe 3 is 87. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. There's some good stuff in 87, and this is definitely one of the highlights for me for sure.
Did anybody else like watch this their first time on USA Up All Night?
Ooh,
You?
I rented this the first time.
I have no idea how I
do
saw
remember.
this first time. I think probably my friend might have rented it.
Definitely the VHS cover I remember in the video stores and probably rented it, but I'm pretty sure my biggest memory is watching it on USA Up All Night. So I may have rented it before. But that's
Is that like an 80s thing, Jess? Because I watched USA as a kid, but I don't remember USA Up All Night when I was a kid.
80s, 90s.
late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, because I would have started
Probably.
watching horror in the like mid 90s, like 94, 95 was when I started watching horror. So
Pretty sure
I
it
probably
ran
missed
until
that.
late 90s, Jess.
Oh, I think it might even ran to like 2000, but as far as its
It
height
was
late
yeah, I
80s,
wanna
early
say, like,
90s.
Yeah, because like when I was a kid, I remember Tales from the Crypt was going on at the time, like on HBO and stuff. So I just feel like I missed Up All Night. I hear everyone talk about it, but I don't ever remember seeing it.
Well, it was kind of the creature feature because those had died out, but for our generation, because it was more syndicated and nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's back on the Roku channel.
Rhonda Shear,
The
Up
Roku
All Night.
channel. That's funny.
Yeah. No, it definitely was my favorite as a kid. The opening, the boobies, and I remember the kid on USA all night. They just blurred them out then. So
Just like a fuzzy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Or they cut it out completely. There were like some
I think
things where-
more and more
Like,
as
you're
time
going
went on, they
into a
started cutting
strip
things out. But
club.
I remember early TV
Yeah, they would.
things that they just blurred out.
they'd
still be
blur
there.
it, and then there'd be those strange edits like go into the strip club, and then they're leaving. That was the best time of my life.
It's like that
very
Sopranos skit on
jarring.
Mad TV.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it was just sometimes it was, but you kind of knew, and that's like, all right, now I know what to go look for at the video.
The video store. Yep. There you go, Dan.
So I can see it all, and
I think
you definitely
most of
don't
the
want to
time,
see
like,
this one edited.
as a kid, I think most of the time I rented horror movies because I don't remember watching a lot of TV edits. Like I would see them, but that was never my first time watching a movie. Like I would have been just annoyed if it was censored and all the gore was taken out. So
Yeah, I figured that out.
I didn't know, like I'm pretty sure when
Yeah.
I saw the first Prom Night on TV, like I didn't know if they were cutting stuff or not, right? I couldn't tell.
True. I mean, like my first stuff I was watching was like TCM and Friday, so the bar was already set immediately. So TV edits were going to be an issue for me.
I think I watched a bit of both. And
I
so
like TV
find-
edits in
Well, it's
in
interesting.
retrospect for the dubbing. I think it's really.
I have
funny.
no memory of a Friday the 13th ever being on any channel ever in my entire life.
I remember the
USA Up
Joe
All Night.
Bob
All the
thing,
time.
So
the
yeah, there's, like,
marathons, Monster Vision.
Yeah.
not ever, because I mean, yeah, as an adult, there was what's that crap channel? They're still around. They did like The Walking Dead. AMC would show them, but they'd show them like edited. But I was an adult by then. I just mean growing up. It's funny because I saw like Halloween on TV. I saw various horror movies on TV. Never a Friday movie. Never. So I wonder if that's a rights thing or.
Yeah, true.
Well, I don't know as I get older if I would say I put it over one, but I used to. So it's hard to argue. Anybody who wants to say this is their favorite, I totally get it because
I'll
it
have
is
to watch
mine
it again.
too. Sometimes
I forget. I haven't seen it in like 25 years.
To me, everything goes downhill after this, or a lot of it goes downhill after this one. But these first two movies, and especially this one, are a really good time. And any last thoughts on it?
I will say, I mean, you can watch it, at least here in the US, on Prime, but I would suggest wait for the new transfer because I'm hearing it's going to look pretty amazing. And for a movie like this, you know, the special effects and the titillation factor, like you might want to wait for the new transfer. If you haven't seen it, you're in for a treat. I don't know a lot of people that don't like Prom Night 2 that have seen it. Most that do watch it for the first time are like, oh, holy crap, that probably would have been one of my favorite horror movies if I had actually saw it back in the day.
It was definitely one of the, like I said, the ones that I really enjoyed on USA Up All Night, like that I remember. Those are one of the core memories, other than when they did show a few of the other.
I don't know if you guys mentioned it. Was this out theatrically when it came out?
I think so. Or was it direct to video?
Yeah.
It was theatrical.
No, it was theatrical.
It was theatrical.
Okay, cool.
I see they did a bunch of reshoots for it, but I can't find out what those entailed exactly.
I know like the rocking horse, which I'm sure was probably like let's get something kind of Elm Street-esque in here. The chalkboard scene too, I believe as well. So yeah.
I mostly remember the beginning and the ending. I can't remember much of the middle. I remember the beginning,
That's
like the
about,
flashback.
Yeah.
And I remember like the denouement where, you know, shit really hits the fan. I can't remember a lot of the middle. It's been too long.
That's
I
always
will
gonna
definitely
be
see this soon.
That's always going to be a highlight for me, especially in this era, is the 50s/80s, like present day at the time. You know, like flashing back to the 50s. I always loved that, like Night of the Creeps, the original
keep in mind,
miniseries.
The 80s were the 50s on steroids. Like,
Yeah.
like in the 80s, it was cool. Like in movies and stuff, it was always cool to go to like a diner or something where they had like the 50s style diners where they'd like skate your food out to your car. And
yeah, that was big in the 80s.
Yeah,
I just saw that return to family values and Reagan and all that shit, right?
I just saw that dynamic
of the 50s being so great.
The Wraith the other night. They had that exact dynamic.
It was even less of that. Sometimes more of a hip nostalgia. Cool. The neon of the 50s was kind of adding that to the style of the 80s. And it was cool to go to the old 50s style diners for ice creams. I mean, I still think like things like that are still cool.
But
oh yeah.
But you had like the Stray Cats in the early 80s.
Yeah.
If you remember Brian.
Sure, yeah, the Rockabilly Revival, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he went and got himself a damn orchestra.
Oh, you know, one thing, I don't know if this was a prominent thing, but do you guys have anything to say about either the score or was there like music, needle drops in this movie that are interesting?
There was, I like
remember
that old 50s song or whatever that they kept playing, but as far as like the score and that shit, I don't keep up on that.
Yeah, because I think maybe TerraVision put out the score, but I don't remember the score like in any way.
Does it have the Hello Mary Lou song?
Did.
I would hope so.
Sadly, I don't think it does.
It doesn't.
There's another. They play another song that has Mary Lou in it.
I think so.
Because I remember it was, I think, one of these labels put out the Silence of the Lambs on vinyl, and I was like, you didn't put Goodbye Horses on there? Are you joking?
Wow.
It's like egregious.
That happens, though. That happens with soundtracks where sometimes like one of the most prominently used songs for some reason doesn't wind up on the actual soundtrack. Soundtracks just cost so much. I get it, though.
Yeah, no, yeah. Because like I remember the Vanilla Sky soundtrack didn't have Good Vibrations on it, which is like one of the most iconic scenes of that movie. So yeah, it's just right,
So,
just right
Vanilla
stuff. I'm
Sky?
sure. Yeah, because the soundtrack is really great, but it doesn't have good vibrations on the soundtrack, which is crazy.
It's Paul
I
Cézanne.
hate that movie, so I can't remember. Yeah, it's Paul. Yeah, I know.
He did it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think.
But I figured there must be some
Rick
50s
Nelson
movies,
song.
some 50s song on this, and
there is a 50s song like Kory mentioned, which and it is cool and good, but it's not Hello Mary Lou.
Okay.
Night of the Creeps has
Came out
excellent
in
50s music in
61.
it for sure.
Reminds me of like Sometimes They Come Back or something, which is also
Yeah.
about tragedy
I
in a 50s high school.
I
Makes
like
sense
that
'cause of
movie.
Stephen King's age.
Yeah.
That's another thing about the 80s too, is like people like Stephen King, their age group were people that grew up in the 50s, so they would like write and make stuff about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it came out in 1982, and in the the kid scenes, it's like the late 50s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always like that about the miniseries.
Well, and as things from the 80s were pop, the nostalgia of that was popular for a long stretch now, and we'll see.
Well, that's how it goes. It's usually every 20 years.
30,
it's kind of
30
weird
years.
because the 80s were more considered. The 80s were more wrapped up in the 50s, but after that, like the 90s, I remember there was a lot of 70s stuff going on, like the bell bottoms and stuff.
Yeah.
True.
Come back. I remember that. I was like in junior high and high school. A big thing was, it's funny because it was a movie from the 70s, but I remember 98 was the 20th anniversary of the film Grease. And I remember and that's 50s. That's a 70s movie set in the 50s. And that sort of set off a whole bunch of stuff along young people, like people my age too. It was like a lot of retro. It's like double retro, because there's the retro of the 70s, but there's also the retro of the 50s time period that like these 70s people are evoking, so it was kind of a
When did Boogie Nights come out?
98.
Yeah,
97, 98.
Yeah.
Might have been. Yeah, 90. Maybe.
And I want to say that 70s show started in the 90s.
It did.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, it's always like about 15 years, I'd say, before everybody gets nostalgic for a time period. And because the first time I can remember people really being into the 80s was probably like the Adam Sandler movie, The Wedding Singer, which came out in 98. That's not even 20 years, and that really kicked off a big 80s.
Do you think that's dead though now? Because you don't get a lot of 2000s nostalgia. I feel like it's always 80s, 90s.
Give it another 5 years or so.
It's also because
maybe early.
I would say the decades are becoming. Now, this could have to do with us being older and more out of touch, right? Because we weren't young during those times. But I do feel like the decades are becoming less distinct. Let's say you had to go to a party, and they're like, "Come to the party. The theme is 1985." You'd know what to do, right? You'd know what to wear or whatever like that. What music they'd be playing. What if somebody now was like, "Come to a party. The theme is 2012." What the fuck would you do? What would you wear?
Yeah.
What music would
point.
be playing?
It's ironic because I think the 2020s are going to be known for just rapid change in general. A lot for the bad, some for the good. But
you roaring
2020s, 2020s,
Roaring 20s
AI
2.0
and all this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that same nostalgia. There's nothing to kind of set it all apart. But maybe the 2020s were getting there, but the first 20 or so years, I don't know. I don't know that it exists. I never hear anybody talking about it. It's always I wish I could go back to the 90s. I wish I could go back to the 80s.
I definitely
really
have
old.
a lot of good memories of the 2000s. I mean, but that's just my generation versus y'all's for sure. But I love, I made a video about it recently. I love 2000s horror just because of how over the top it was. There's a lot of things I could say good about it, but
I mean, I'm young enough that I have good memories of the 2000s for sure. It's when I was in university and stuff like that, and that is when I discovered certain kinds of music that I was into, stuff like that. So As much as I love 90s and stuff like that, like if somebody around my age or older was just like, you know, once you hit the 2000s, you know, music was over, it was garbage. I'd be like, no, because there was a lot of stuff I got into.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
But I don't know. The thing I talk about the most for that is like more about like an era of like music and film that was sort of, you know, it was an extension of like the extreme stuff that was going on in the 90s, right? In the 90s, everything was like extreme and, you know, hey dude, and skateboard and all that. And the 2000s sort of took this turn. I think The Matrix had a lot to do with it, into this sort of like dark, edgy stuff that has aged horribly. you know, like you want like to see that like pop up like the first Underworld movie, and it's like, okay, that's what movies and things were, you know, back then. It's like this kind of like new metal kind of soundtrack. Everything's shot through like a dark filter. Everybody's wearing leather, you know,
leather
like,
bands.
Yeah,
Sure.
you know,
Sure.
You know, that's what I remember from like 2006, 2007. It's like the UFC and all this really like I think like the 2000s were really obnoxious. You know, it started in the 90s, but
a good way to describe it.
Because we kicked off like this whole thing of again, and some of the stuff is stuff I actually did like. It just got turned up to 11 to be made annoying, like skate culture. And then you'd have stuff like Tom Green, and then Jackass, and you know, Girls Gone Wild, and all this reality TV, which was just complete.
It's all stuff I love. Yeah, I love Tom
hate
Green.
reality TV. So
I never got into reality TV though. That never did anything for me.
So it was a really obnoxious time. It was almost going backwards in some ways, I think, because if you look like look at a cover of like, I don't know, Rolling Stone or something from like 1993 or something, and you might have like Michael Stipe or Kurt Cobain or somebody, right? They'd be the story, and they'd be talking about things like social issues and maybe like feminism or something like that. And then like a few years later, it's like Fred Durst and Kid Rock and the Bloodhound Gang, and they're all bringing back like all this misogyny and, you know, homophobia and all this bullshit, and it's just like, yeah, fuck yeah. And that was just how it was for a few years. Again, that wasn't all bad. Like, I liked the immaturity of like a band like Blink-182. You know, they were kind of having fun, being goofy and immature. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that, but some groups and things took it really far, and you see that in movies too, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of that sort of. That's why I think it's funny that like some movies from like the 2000s are arguably like more offensive by today's standards than like movies from like the 80s. I think.
Yeah. That's what I think I love about them so much, is just how over the top they are with that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know if we planned on discussing this, but I'm actually a really big fan of the remake of Prom Night.
Oh, I hate that. I have Kory's level of hatred for the first one, for the 2008 one. I find that a boring, awful slog. I won't be around for that, but I'll just get it out now before I go. That I hate the 2008 Prom Night with a burning fire of passion, despite the fact that I don't hold the original in such high regard. Like, I hate it so much, you think, oh, you must really love the original Prom Night and be annoyed. I'm like, I'm not. I just fucking hated this movie. It just felt so flat and soulless to me. I guess that's the best way to put it.
There'll be some dogpiling, unfortunately, on that one.
We might get to it somewhat fast, but let's move on here to see if got Prom Night 3, The Last Kiss, and it's
a great
cover remake
or poster.
It's a great cover, and I definitely remember this in the video stores too, and of course probably USA Up All Night. I think they showed it sometimes. Never as a proper double feature though, which makes no sense. I think they even showed this first because they usually had 2 movies. They showed this and Prom Night 2 after this one time. Well, it worked for me. I was a late night person, but it just doesn't make sense when they do that. Or they'd show movies out of order if they showed from a franchise.
Okay,
but Prom Night 3,
nothing about it.
This should have been good. Like, I mean, after having Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2, this took a big drop. It's worth a watch, but I think they went too far in this one. You know, they added the
it's a comedy.
Yeah, they added the fantasy element in in Prom Night 2, but it was still a horror, a slasher even. And this one, goes totally comedy. To me, it doesn't work as well. I always confuse this with like Meatballs too, because doesn't she come back almost like as a ghost or a
Meatballs gets very weird as we go.
Meatballs
along,
3? I mean, yeah, it was just like it's Prom Night 3.
There's
Meatballs
a ghost
3.
in Meatballs 3?
Yeah,
they're doing
Okay.
a breakdown of this on Farce. They do get the Meatballs movies.
it's almost whacked out like that, even for the horror genre. So I think it's a big drop off. The Last Kiss, changing Mary Lou, like you guys said, the actress, it was almost confusing.
Well, do you know the dark history with this one? Because it's actually quite dark. Because it was funded by Live Entertainment and Jose Menendez, which was Jose Menendez's company. And the Thursday before production was scheduled to begin, I think it was supposed to begin on Monday or something. Sorry about that, Ghost. Maybe I still got to do some adjustments on this, but so Jose Menendez went out to dinner with his family, including Eric and Lyle, with the writer-director. And Monday, I believe, they found out the production was delayed due to the murders. So they die within a week, I believe, of that lunch. And it really, really, really kind of twisted and fucked up leading into this movie. I'm sure that had to be weird shooting it under those circumstances. But,
the murders were in 1990?
1989, I believe, were the murders, but they were shooting it. It didn't come out till 90.
Holy shit, that court case dragged on. I remember watching that court stuff in like 95 or something. I mean, yeah, I get it. That the wheels of justice turn slowly, but holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, I associate those murders like with like OJ, but OJ was like 4 years after that. That's crazy.
Yeah, OJ kind of knocked it completely out of the news, which it was like the biggest thing in the world.
I don't think I ever realized that it was 89, that it was that long. Wow.
No.
So,
but yeah, that's how it all began. And this was wrote at the same time that they were writing Haunting of Hamilton High, and it was going to be just a sequel to that. And they were hoping if it did well enough, they could immediately do it. But even this kind of has a little more.
Do you have a loose connection there, Dan?
Do you not hear me? Or is it that
We
bad?
hear you. We're just getting a lot of crackle.
I don't think that's actually coming from me. Let me.
Yeah, I was hearing that too, and I muted, wondering if it was me, but I guess not.
Yeah, same here. Mute, Dan.
Okay, I'm talking. Does anybody hear when I talk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you muted, Dan?
So it's all
Yes.
Is it
Okay.
StreamYard? Is it because I've muted my.
Yeah, I don't think it's me because I just muted it and I can hear. But
Not Jess.
I don't know. He's saying only when I'm speaking, but I was still hearing it while I was muted.
Yeah.
Kory, mute yours again.
I just did.
Do it now. Okay. Yeah. No, it might be the app.
Yeah, I think so.
We're all doing it a bit. Oh, it's got to be.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it any better?
Now it is.
Yeah. That's,
What was that? What happened?
we're getting an echo, but
It seems like it's gone.
Yeah.
okay.
Apparently,
Yeah,
this is
technical
the haunting of the
difficulties.
horror rumble and fucking Mary
I know.
Lou.
Exercise.
I
the
know you were
demon.
talking about 89. You were mentioning 89.
This was
Before I
90.
get distracted. Oh,
Yeah,
90.
the movie was 90, but 89 was the murders right before
Okay.
it came out.
No, you
It
mentioned
was being made in
the
89, came out in 90.
the Menendez brothers company, Dan, or something like that, right?
Live entertainment. Yeah.
Is that the same thing with Fright Night 2? Is that right, or am I thinking of
Yes,
something
that
else?
is right.
Right,
Yes,
because
No,
that's
that's the
that
same
makes
thing.
sense.
That's the exact same thing that happened to Fright Night 2, yeah.
So that's why that's like all the stuff that Michael Helsher is doing right now, right? Like the Prom Night stuff, the Fright Night 2. He must have that whole agreement or something. That's why he has these movies.
What a disappointment Fright Night 2 was, but
Yeah, a lot of
I'm
people.
a fan of
realize-
Fright Night too.
I heard for years how
a
great
story
it
for
was.
another time, Jess.
sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we could have a little because I love the remake of that movie too, so that could be a good rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Fright Night.
I know Jay really liked Fright Night too, and he hyped it up to me. So when I finally saw it, I was like, "Eh." Again, I don't love the original Fright Night, so I'm not the right.
I
person.
do love the original.
Big fan of the original too. Yeah.
I mean, I do like
Iowa
it because
movie,
I'm
but,
super picky about vampires and how they're portrayed in movies, and I do approve of the way they do the vampire. So I should like it more than I do. But,
I don't like a lot of vampire movies. I think the only ones I like are Fright Night and Vampire's Kiss with Nicolas Cage. Those are the only two I think I really like.
Huh.
what about like?
So we need
Until
to have
Dark.
Andrew on
Or
if we ever
Near-
do
Near
the
Dark.
Lost
What about Near
Boys.
Dark?
Near Dark, you know what? I like a lot of things about Near Dark. I think the third act kind of loses me a little bit. But I love the cast of that movie. Like I love Lance Henriksen, of course, and what's that guy's name? Bill Pullman? Is that right?
Paxton.
It's
Paxton, excuse me. Bill Paxton.
Bill Pullman's the other one.
They're both great.
But I also like that kid. He's in River's Edge also. And
Riverdale.
he was also in a movie I saw recently. What was it? Something where he was playing a computer hacker. God, I just watched it the other day, but he was in that too.
I love River's Edge.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite
Near Dark's
movies.
one of my favorite vampire movies.
Near Dark is good. Near Dark is good. I also like the Vampire Lovers, the Hammer movie. That's kind of just a sleazy thing, though.
Is that the one that? No, okay, no. I was thinking of the Hunters one, the one that what's her? Speaking of people getting murdered, the one that Sharon Tate was in. She was in what?
Oh,
the
Fearless
Vampire
Vampire.
Hunters. Yeah.
Yeah. Fright Night's definitely a really good vampire movie for me. And Salem's Lot's cool too. I recently rewatched that.
I'm the only person in the world. I like the 2004 miniseries.
I've never seen it. I think I might have
Nobody's
it on
seen it.
DVD
It's hard
somewhere.
to find. It
No,
would be
I-
perfect if
with,
it was rated R. It's not, so it holds it back.
It's
a
Rob
bit, but
Rob Lowe, right?
It's Rob Lowe and one of my big 90s crushes, Samantha Mathis, who I adore. I love her.
I've met her.
But it's got some big names in it. It's like
Okay.
Keith or Donald
Andre
Sutherland's
Brower.
in there.
Oh, Donald Sutherland. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andre Brower, Rutger Hauer.
Rutger
Okay.
Hauer, yeah, he's the vampire, Rutger Hauer. But I haven't seen it in a long time. But I love that.
Okay.
The only thing holding it back is that it wasn't rated R, so it wasn't as graphic as it could be. But people really like the '79 one, and I just don't. I don't like it.
Well, I hate the last one. The last one was a piece of shit.
Wasn't there just
Yeah,
one
that
that
was-
came out, Dan? Like
I was
recently?
yes, there was as a
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, I was super disappointed in it. Like it
It's a
had
piece of shit.
a good setup, but it's just The only thing I liked about it was like it had some good music in it. It had like Gordon Lightfoot. I guess.
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. But no,
Decent
it's just
cast
good.
too. Just
But yeah,
not a good.
but yeah, if you can find the 2004, like ages ago, they had a DVD set of Stephen King adaptations, and it was on it, and I should have bought it.
Yeah, I think with the Riding the Bullet was another one that they had
Probably,
on it.
yeah.
Yeah. Is it
Another
that
one I
or-
really regret not getting is Cat's Eye. I'm a big fan of Cat's Eye, and I wish I could get that.
I do
I guess
like
I can
Cat's
try.
Eye as well.
I've never finished
Anyway, I have
Cat's Eye. I get kind of bored early on.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. It
Yeah.
ramps up. I promise.
Because I like James Woods, but it just didn't grab me. But it probably was just one of those nights where I just was like, not tonight, and I just never finished it.
I think it's a big underrated one. But I don't love it the way I love Sam's Lot. Sam's Lot is like my second favorite Stephen King book. So, it's right up there. So it's one of my favorite depictions of vampires. It's a great slow burn. That's why it doesn't really work as a movie, because a movie rushes things.
Sure, true.
Well, Prom Night 3.
Yes, go ahead. Sorry, I can't talk
That's
about Prom Night
okay.
too, so I was like, yeah.
I've
What is
said
this
my
movie about? I've never seen it.
Dan.
I mean, Mary
So-
Lou just like comes back again, doesn't she? It's just like Mary Lou's back.
Yes, but
she-
she's different now. She's more seductive, and she's.
nice.
Well, she was seductive in the other. I mean, it's just
She was
such
like, "You want to
odd-
fuck me?" In the second one, in the third one, she's like,
She's like a prostitute.
"Yeah."
She wants, yeah. She's,
Okay.
she's
Not real, not literally, but like it's
like she's breaking through the fucking partition in the confessional to hump a fucking priest in the second one, and the third one she's just
to be clear, Dan, is this the one that's not uncut on DVD?
Are we saying this is a good thing or a bad thing? I can't tell.
I love this movie. This
I think
movie
it's
is
a bad
fun.
Is this the one
so much fun.
Only uncut on VHS or something? Because I got to make sure I watch the right one when I watch it.
Well, you can watch it on YouTube.
All I know was this is one where they went like full comedy.
Yeah, it's a total comedy. Yeah,
Okay.
this is not serious.
This movie is so much fun. The kills are fun. She stabs a fucking science teacher in the hands with fucking ice cream cones, and then fucking kills him. It's fucking great.
The uncut version you can watch on YouTube, and it'll say uncut. It's the same video that's been up there for 15 years, probably at this point. And yeah, this is just one-liner, goofy, early 90s camp. I mean, and there are some really cool kills. I think the new actress that plays Mary Lou, Courtney, I'm trying to remember her name, but
Taylor.
She's Taylor. Yeah, she's actually quite good. She's similar to Lisa Schrage, but
she's just not.
She's not. Yeah, and I don't know if it would have been too jarring having the same actress come back, and now it's just like a full-on comedy because you could feel her rage.
It's almost not the same character in the 3, though, except for the name.
I don't know that it really even matters at this point, to be honest. Like, it's a choose your own adventure franchise, and there were a lot of those at this time.
Yeah, but like this is the one that if they're really trying to connect it other than the school and shit happening, it was like
it doesn't really undo the second movie, though.
Well, none of these movies undo the previous movie or sour anything that but they just get worse or they don't get better. They don't get
She's just out for love again and recognition, and it works.
This one of the main series is my least favorite.
Dan, I got a question for you. Okay, do you know the story of the song Rocket Queen by Guns N' Roses?
No.
Okay, have you ever heard the song Rocket Queen by Guns N' Roses?
I believe so.
Okay.
I can hear it.
So the moaning on that track is Axl took Steven Adler's girlfriend into the recording studio and fucked her, and they recorded it. The opening of this movie reminds me of that because when they are doing their little dance in the prom from hell or whatever, it sounds like they're like it's just a porno shoot.
Yeah, but my pitch for this is if you do like the later really goofy Elm Street sequels, you'll probably enjoy this because that's kind of the tone that you're really looking at. And there's a lot of fun kills in this. I mean, the
football kill, that is great.
The football through the chest. Yeah. And it kind of plays as just like more of a sex comedy than anything else, where they're randomly he's fucking the ghost of Mary Lou, and they're fucking on an American flag for some reason. I don't know if it's Canadian humor, but then like when they wake up and he's buck naked and everybody's coming into school, they're just banging on the American flag to patriotic music. Like, I don't know.
Well, you represent Canada. What do you have to say about that?
I don't know. They're American characters. They might be Canadian written, but they're American characters.
Yeah, and he just wakes up naked in the flag. And
I assume it's just making fun of American patriotism, I would assume.
Yeah, it's a very funny scene. But yeah, this is a wild one. I can't wait to see it restored, but
I don't know if I need to see these restored like too clean now.
2 and 3 are the best ones in this entire franchise.
No, 2 you can argue yes, but 3
2 and 3 are the best ones.
No. One definitely beats
Jess,
3.
I see you're saying this, and all I'm hearing is I don't like to have fun.
No. It's bizarre because you're usually like defending something like Freddy's Dead, and now you're like the more serious.
I know,
these.
but I just don't think. Yeah, I know. I don't know.
I'm
how
with
to
you. I'm
explain
with,
it.
I'm
That
with
is
you on
true. You're
Freddy's
usually
Dead.
the one that goes, "It's fun. I had a good time with it." That's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, guys. It's true. But this one didn't
Jess
do
is,
what Freddy's did. You know,
Jess is
doesn't
getting
have that
old and
nostalgia.
bitter.
This one, it is very creative. I mean, we have a hell prom and like a,
That's a nice way to say it's kind of crappy.
I don't know. I mean, again,
Like, some of the
if you're
effects
I'm
looking-
really getting
bad.
sold on this one, though. I'm getting sold on it.
The effects.
Yeah,
the
Andrew,
effects
you
in
would
this
probably
were
like
bad.
Yeah.
No, the effects are very good, actually.
Oh, come on, the tombstone exploding. That was
Yeah, well, I mean,
that looked like
you know,
crap. I mean,
we're
it's
pre-
bad. Those are
CGI at this point. I think a lot of the effects are going to play well for people, especially. And this is one I know a lot will be seeing for the first time. And the one-liners where she keeps killing people, and it's like it wasn't a person; it was a guidance counselor. Like some of those one-liners were actually pretty funny.
No, that's
Or
all.
where she appeared to him in that sex ed video. It's a good time.
I will say that they missed a badass moment for the girlfriend in the movie where she towards the end she's got the I think it was a flamethrower or something, but yeah, like Mary Lou asks her if she's pissed off or something. She goes, or if she's mad, and she goes, "I don't get mad, I bake." And she goes to turn it on, and it doesn't work. I think it would have been cool if she could have turned it on and like roasted her right there, but
yeah, I don't know. You have to be in the right kind of mood. It's not a bad double with like Highway to Hell or something like that. It kind of sort of fits from the same time period.
But this could be doubling with Prom Night 2. Hello, Mary Lou.
Well, again, I'll use this against you. Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, and then Freddy's Dead. That feels like something unconnected. Almost.
I don't like your attitude.
Well, I'm just saying.
He never likes your attitude if you're making a point against him.
My dog doesn't like your attitude either.
Yeah, I don't know. This one, it's nobody can accuse it of not being lively.
Would you say it's better than 2 or even close to 2?
No, well, 2's my. Well, I don't think the rankings on these are going to be too shocking. 2's my favorite, but you'll see where we end up. The ranking is going to be a little all over the place, I think, with this.
Well, were you all ready? Sorry, Corey.
No,
okay.
I think I've expressed my fondness for part 3.
Quiet down. We're on to Prom Night 4. Deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from
I
this
think
movie.
I'll exit because I don't have anything to say about this one.
Well, we know Cole hates.
Thank you for having me
the
on.
remake.
I hate
Thanks
one.
for coming, Cole.
I
The
do
remake.
hate the remake. Put that on thing, but yes, thanks.
The hate
It is
will
funny
be
how
represented.
A lot of horror franchises get goofier as they go, even if they start out totally serious.
Well, and
Like
go
the same
figure,
thing
this
happened
one's
with, like,
back to serious.
Is it really?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
tone is more serious.
Yeah, I think this gives you. Well, anyway, thank you, Cole. If you're
Well, I would have tried to. Yeah, if I'd known sooner, maybe I would have. Well, anyway, I'll try to make an effort to see these sequels because even the second one, from which I have seen, I really don't remember. So I need to track it down again. All right, thanks, guys, and I'll see you all next time.
Good
Bye,
seeing
Cole.
you, Cole.
Have a good night.
So 1991.
I think this gives you the 92. I thought. Oh.
91 or 92, depending. It's the shooting year. Yeah.
And I probably watched this by maybe the mid 90s. I mean, it just reminded me of it's definitely 90s horror. Not in the sense of Scream revamping the 90s, but the other 90s horror, which isn't necessarily awful. And I think it's 90s horror nostalgia. It's nothing to write home about, but at the same time, I like it better than 3. And again,
okay.
Another one of those that just possibly because of the video store rent on a Saturday night, and it's Prom Night 4 all in the 90s here. Let's see what's going on. Nothing to do with the others, except it is, I think, Hamilton High at the beginning.
So the opening of this movie takes place at the same time that Mary Lou is set on fire. It's the same year, same prom, but the events of part 4 take place outside of the prom.
Yeah, they use prom footage from 2. So you get actual footage in there. And this is just, it's its own standalone movie. You don't ever have to have seen a prom night movie to watch this. I mean, there's no...
But I wouldn't recommend just watching this then, though.
No, because I don't think it'll sell you on watching.
Yeah, watch 1 or 2, depending on your tastes. And
he means 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'll say a couple good things about it because it's not all bad.
No,
I love Nicole DeBoer, who I'm a big Star Trek fan, and she went on to be in the last season of Deep Space Nine, and she was one of the stars of Cube, one of my all-time favorites. So it was good seeing her. Joy Tanner, who I believe this was her first film. A lot of people know her from Degrassi, and she's in a lot of did some Goosebumps and different things in the 90s. So I enjoyed the cast. This movie, this one actually I think is the one I can accuse of being borderline boring at times. This is not a particularly memorable movie in any way. Our killer is this priest who they're keeping sedated. It's a very stupid story, and he just wants to kill sluts. Is kind of his thing. And the highlight of this. No, he doesn't age.
He doesn't age. Like, he's sedated for like 30 fucking years and still looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah, he looks just like the least intimidating human being you've ever seen. I should have brought this up earlier, but Brock Simpson, who plays Father Colin, he was in every Prom Night movie. He's the only actor to randomly show up in the mall. He was Josh in 2, which but I don't know. This is just, it's a slog. The best thing I could say about it is there's some good Joy Tanner nudity. There's some good nudity in this, but other than that, it was just never particularly engaging. The slasher stuff that we get, just it wasn't spread
it's a product
out
again
well.
Of that type of early 90s horror before the Scream revival of slasher.
Not really. At this point, they probably should have just kept it more in the horror comedy realm. This just takes itself too serious, and it's not a good enough horror film to...
I think I was happy it went back to a bit of seriousness after the third one.
See, and I think that they had something with Mary Lou. They should have stuck with it.
Well, I wish they would have, I don't know, maybe you could have still kept Mary Lou, but went back to a darker element, a more straightforward horror. But I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to praise this movie either. You can stuff this one in a sack with 3 as far as I'm concerned.
He means with 1.
The first 2 movies, no. They're good. They're the reason for this franchise to even watch 3, 4, or if you had to, the remake. But
this one's just kind of odd. I mean, I have the least to say about it. There's moments where you can tell they're really trying to be moody. It's never scary. The kills, nothing really stands out there. I like the actors, but they have no real material to work with. This is just, to this point, it's the weakest in the franchise for me.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Andrew, did you recall this at all or no?
No, I haven't seen this one, unfortunately. I don't know anything about it.
You're probably gonna like 3 more from
I'm sure, yeah. Like, I
but-
mean, nothing you guys have said makes this sound remarkable at all, so I'll probably just download it.
Just
and watch
Mr. Scan this one.
Because it's
yeah. You did say there was some nudity, so that's definitely worth checking out.
Some good nudity.
But I don't think it's as dull as they're putting it out to be.
I'll definitely watch it at some point. I was gonna watch them, Jess. I worked 16 hours yesterday, so I never got a chance to like relax. Yeah.
I'm just glad you're here, and that's also part of this. Other than sometimes we give away some spoilers that
I probably won't remember the
if people
spoilers.
would never watch these movies, even some of the not so classic ones. You know, maybe we inspire them to do so when they're like, "All right, I've seen all the shit everybody talks about. Now let's."
Yeah, I actually had an interaction like that today because I had posted my collection video, and someone was like, "Oh, there's so many movies here I want to check out now that I never heard of." So yeah, it's always a good thing to do.
Yeah. Kory,
Jess,
you don't like this one.
I'm not a huge fan of this one. No, this is one of those movies I could put on as background noise and like go do the dishes. So,
okay,
it's forgettable. It's not so bad as.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Okay, I'm a big fan of the Omen franchise. Outside of one movie, which is the fourth one, The Awakening with the little girl. Would you liken it at all to that compared to the other three?
I mean, as far as quality,
I'm just thinking like early 90s, you know, like that's when that movie came out, you know. I'm just wondering if it has that to it at all, because I like all the Omen movies, even the remake and the first.
It doesn't look as made for TV.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, a little more professional, I'd say, even than the Omen 4.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I was worried about.
But
there
it's
is like a very
the feel of it, not TV movie wise, but just the feel of, like you said, the early 90s is there.
No, there's enough sex in this. It definitely doesn't feel like a TV movie, but
that's good.
Yeah, there's also that random, like, it's played off as a practical joke with that random lesbian scene, which it's like very, it's just a strange scene. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It just like, it's a weird, odd practical joke. I don't know if it's trying to imply something or what, but yeah, this one, I don't know. I don't even know what I would rate it if we were doing it on Flesh Wound. Because other than the nudity, that's the only thing that really stands out. The killer's kind of unintimidating and bland, and
I'd be curious if Flesh Wound ever does a Prom Night franchise.
We're going to when the new releases come out. Actually,
Dan, speaking of Flesh Wound, because I was there the other night when y'all were shopping Vinegar Syndrome. Did you see that Faces of Death already sold out?
Yeah, I saw it was like down to 50 before we started this show.
Yeah, it's gone. I did get mine already, so I'm good on that. But
I went ahead and grabbed it. It's kind of sucks because you can't sell your old release of that on eBay. They won't let you sell.
Because of they won't let you list it. Wow. Okay.
Well, I guess because of some of the real footage that is in there. Although it's bizarre, there's still worse things up there. But yeah.
Sure.
So, we'll have a raffle at some point. But yeah, no, I mean, I wish I had more to say about 4. It's just very very forgettable. But I'm curious to see what the restoration, and I'd like to hear more information on the filming of 4 because there's not really a whole lot out there.
No.
I'd like to get some background on the shoot and how it all came about, hear from the director, and I'm sure you're going to get all of that on the 4Ks.
I hope it's getting a 4K even.
I believe so, unless something's changed. I believe so.
Well, that'll be very interesting to see if it.
Yeah, I definitely don't like Prom Night 2. You know, that one's special, so I'm all in on that. I mean, I can't really say I haven't seen 3 or 4, but I don't like the idea of paying like $50+ for each of those. It sounds ridiculous.
No,
they should be in a double feature.
Yeah.
Not to segue off the movie again, but Synapse right now is running a sale. I know those prices are very high.
Yeah, I saw there's like some
$5
$5 stuff, man, but they hit me at the wrong time. I'm waiting on my check, so
yeah, kind of the same. But I did finally grab Tenebrae on 4K, and
the one I wouldn't mind getting is that movie Massacre at Central High. I do kind of like that movie.
Yeah, God, I'm very curious to see what the pricing's going to be, because 75 for Hunter's Blood. So
that's ridiculous, man. Like Trick or Treat. Like Trick or Treat was one of those exceptions where I was like, I love this movie. I've wanted it for a long time. Fuck it. But like that price in general, that price point, I do not like supporting that, man. I hate
not for
that.
a single movie.
No. Yeah, no. That's like I don't even remember paying that much for box sets in like the 90s. I mean, maybe early 90s. I think my mom might have got me that Nightmare on Elm Street VHS set, and that was probably a lot, but
that was over $100 box.
Yeah, and that was like a dream.
Or at least $100 box set.
Yeah, that's like a Christmas present or something.
That was a Christmas present for me too.
One thing that was expensive in that era was like the season sets for things, but I think it was justifiable at the time because it was like, well, look at all of this content. It wasn't
and they definitely I mean, I was impressed with everything that the Trick or Treat set had going for it with the soundtrack and like all the books and everything. It was a good set, but like I don't know, man. Like,
which is cool, but yeah, you're saying movies aren't the single movie, even ones you love, are not worth to pay that.
No, yeah, and I think you could probably get Trick or Treat now in a standard edition for maybe under $30, which is way more like it makes more sense.
Yeah,
that's way too expensive for me.
Well, I do remember.
Yeah, no.
You know what? If you had to buy at video stores, you know, if they weren't released for retail movies, you were going to pay to the upper of that, even back in the 80s. However, there was a special edition Gone with the Wind VHS box that my dad got my mom one Christmas, and I remember it being like close to $90 or more.
Wow.
One movie, but it was a collector that was Gone with the Wind, which hadn't had any big home video release or not like that yet that I know of.
Things are getting expensive for sure.
Yeah. But I guess, are we ready for this last one?
I suppose so.
So
not a great poster, I'll say that for sure.
Prom Night 2008.
It kind of fits the time period though.
Yeah, like I mean 2008 is just such a time for me. Like let me just say this. I'm not going to die on a hill for this movie. It just kind of hits all the kind of things I like of this era. Like, I mean, I like Brittany Snow a lot. I'll give you that. There's nothing remarkable about it, but I just like these movies are very comforting to me from this era, this kind of horror.
That's where age plays a difference.
Yeah,
our generation.
And I'm sure that's definitely a big reason why there would be that disagreement on it, because I can't defend this movie like it's like very special or anything like that.
See, this is the one I watched it once back when it came out on DVD at this time, whenever it was released. The video store, we still had Blockbusters. And I don't think I've watched it since, and it was kind of like, I don't have a lot bad to say about it, but it was what I expected for the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just don't get excited about it. But it's not horrible. If you're a fan of that okay, maybe it is, but if you're a fan of that era, there are much worse movies too.
This is what I can say about this compared to what you and Dan just said. This is one of those movies that everybody told me was like reprehensible, and it was nothing close to that. Like, it was not unwatchable. It was not boring. Like, those are like the true like reprehensible qualities. If you're boring, if you have nothing at all going for you, like, that's worthless watching for sure. But this movie entertained me. I had fun with it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised because it gets referenced as one of the worst as far as remakes go. And I could maybe see like a very young, like new to horror audience maybe seeing something in it. For me, I mean, just watching it again for the second time, I guess, it's just super bland. The killer in this, which there's no mystery element to it or anything, it's the actor Jonathan Sketch, who is usually pretty good.
The lead singer of the Oneaters.
Oh, okay.
That thing you do.
It feels like somebody just stepped out of a catalog, an underwear catalog, and is chasing around these kids. It's never scary. He's never intimidating. We got Idris Elba in this, some good actors, but it's just.
Well, Jen, you mentioned about him being like he came out of like an underwear ad or something. See, this is one thing I miss about movies in general from this era is like I feel like, and that's might be kind of mean to say, but if I'm just being honest, like back then, you had like a lot of models and stuff, it seemed, in these movies who may have not been good actors, that's fair, but like now it's just like ugly people to me that are in these roles, and it's just not really like, I don't know. When I watch a movie, I want to see attractive people. I don't really want to see ugly people.
I think it depends on the role. I mean, in some cases, your looks matter more than your acting talent. If you're talking, a certain kind of slasher, in some cases,
and it's not like it. There's no exceptions to this. Of course there is. I'm just saying, if I'm watching like a trashy horror movie, I'd rather see attractive people than like what I see today.
Sure.
What
I see today. Fantasy, honestly, because
exactly,
the reality, and
not for the killer. Like that's kind of my thing. It's just, and Sketch is not a bad actor at all. It's just he doesn't. At no point was I on edge. It felt like he could just very easily be handled. I don't know. This one,
it lacks the suspense. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not. Doesn't even really feel like it's part of this, even as a remake. This franchise.
But one thing I'll also say,
other than name,
one thing I'll also say is like the immense hatred for this movie. It's like, and I'm sure obviously Kory will fill me on this. It's like, well, what are we holding it up against? The original movie? Like that's not like a classic, really. You know what I mean?
So it's it's not.
I'm actually
sacred ground.
I actually want to pose this question to you guys: is this a remake? Because to me, it seems more like a sequel. It has nothing.
It was. It was marketed as a remake back then, but it's its own remake. Story.
But it's not even. It's neither a remake or a sequel. So it's like. That's what I mean. It doesn't really belong in this franchise.
Well, to me, it's kind of like what you were saying earlier, Dan, about kind of like choose your own adventure. I guess depending on who you are, you can choose whether or not you believe this is a remake or a sequel.
Just like TCM, right? Like that's kind of what this franchise sounds like a lot. It's like Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this doesn't really connect in any specific way. If you want to believe, it doesn't unmake anything, which is always nice. But the reality is, if this wasn't called Prom Night, this movie would be completely forgotten. There wouldn't be anybody talking about it.
I will say this for this movie is that 90% of this movie takes place at prom.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. I mean,
none of the other movies can say that.
I don't hate it as much as
literally Dan, is. The movie is Prom Night. I mean,
still am on probably this side. We got a good divider right here for this movie. It's my least favorite of the franchise.
Yeah,
and just by the nature, when I watch 3 and 4, I might agree with you, Jess. It might end up being my least favorite because I certainly don't. I mean, I don't know.
I hope so. I don't think with the passion you have for it, it's going to pass up 4. But you might like 3 a lot from knowing you and how you reacted to everybody talking.
I'd have to watch the original and the remake to really decide which one I have more fun with. But I mean, as much as I agree with like Prom Night original not being anything really remarkable, I think I still have kind of fun with it in some places, but it's been a while. Can't say for sure how it would stack up against this.
It's got some feels. That
You
first
cannot
one.
have fun with the original Prom Night. Andy.
You just wanted to get him going again, Drew.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
man. You'd have
like,
more fun sticking bamboo shoots in your fingernails, man.
No, come on.
That movie it's horrible. Just
I don't know how you can be a classic horror fan,
No.
80s horror fan, and
But again, I
hate on
think
that
you're.
so much.
I mean, again, I think the first one is perfectly fine, but I do think you're hitting it with a lot of nostalgia because it's the nostalgia blanket that you got for it.
I do agree on it. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but it's
but, like what I would say,
definitely
like
better than the later movies.
what I would say, like in support of Jess's feelings on it is, you know, it's like I said, it's like it's a part of like this list. It's like the horror movies you watch when you're getting into slashers, and it's far from one of the worst. I mean, I've seen so many horrible. Like I remember someone recommended me this movie called The Slayer. That movie was fucking boring.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that movie was boring.
Oh.
I did not like that movie at all.
If somebody had recommended the first Prom Night to me before I started watching Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Hellraiser, I probably never would have watched those.
But that's not what Drew's saying. Drew's saying that after you've gotten into the horror with the nightmares, the Halloween.
Yes, but what I'm saying is
be on the list of
the complete opposite.
Very
If somebody would have had me watch Prom Night before those, I never would have watched them.
Like, yeah, like this.
The original Prom Night sucks that bad.
Like, there's the, you know what I mean. Just like a hierarchy.
I do.
You know, like you get into like sleepaway camp, you know, and then you get into Prom Night. You know what I mean? It's like underneath the big ones
in those, but it still has its important place. Its ranking is closer to the top than it is the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the remake. It's just, man, it was a bit of a slog for me to get through. I get maybe, again, if you saw it at the right time, Brittany Snow, Pretty Lady. I totally forgot.
Remakes,
huh?
Do you like 2000s remakes by and large, or do you just are you partial to them?
Large, but I don't. I mean, hey, look, Hills Have Eyes, fantastic. You know, there were some good ones, but
My Bloody Valentine, that's a lot of
Nightmare on
fun.
Elm Street.
There was a lot of shit, though.
You can't say My Bloody Valentine isn't very fun, though, especially if you've seen it
My
in
Bloody
3D.
Valentine's great. There's more mediocre and bad ones than there are good. But yeah, this one I totally forgot Lyndon Ashby, Johnny Cage, is in this movie as the dad. I forgot that.
Oh, I forgot that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun seeing that, but I just
I
don't know. This movie doesn't make me feel. This movie doesn't make me feel anything. Just it's a clock watching movie. Performances are all fine. But
yeah, like for me, it's comforting. It's an era of like my youth, my teenage years, so it's comforting to me. So I could see how there's that difference. Yeah,
I see that,
yeah.
And I don't call it quite the drab Dan does from what I remember of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just one that it was like, okay, I watched it. I didn't particularly hate it, but I didn't need to see it again.
There is an unrated version of this too. From what I gather, I didn't have time to look into the full breakdown though. There's not a big difference. I mean, it's a pretty much bloodless slasher too, which is kind of an issue for a lot of people. It's not as bad as like the Fog remake or anything like that though. It's just, but it is pretty pointless.
And I agree, Cole, as like Dan said mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Better than the original.
You know what? I honestly I don't agree with that because I rewatched it like a couple of years ago and I was not into it. And that's weird because I liked that remake when it came out. I did, but I'm not a big Wes Craven fan. There might be 3 movies of his I like, and the original Hills Have Eyes is one of them. I do like the original. Yeah.
Too. But I also like the remake. That's one of those
We'll have to
like I know the remake I know the remake is like a lot more intense and fast paced for sure. I'd have to try it again to really give a proper opinion, but I just remember last time I watched it, I was really bored with it. But I don't know. I don't have any fair things to say about that, but I definitely don't hold it as one of the better remakes for me personally.
Okay, I'm surprised. Yeah, it's I thought very just.
And I know
very
everybody loves it.
intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love Black Christmas '06 and TCM is obviously really good. I love Friday '09. It's one of my favorite Fridays.
Oh.
I think I was probably here for. I was here for. I think a Friday the 13th Rumble. That was definitely.
You might have been. That was a big one.
The TCM Rumble was intense because me and Jonathan were going off about TCM 3D, which I love, as you guys know.
Is that were you and Jonathan the ones arguing with Lauren about the cell phone or something?
Yeah, because okay. I know Lauren is definitely more into TCM 3D like me, because it's one of those things where it's like that one inclusion sets off so much people who hate that movie, and it's just like it just doesn't take away from how fun the movie is. I don't know, just not enough to really hate it, in my opinion. But it's like one of the things they always fight when they're criticizing.
Yeah, I mean, like future of that franchise, which obviously we're getting the new Curry Barker movie. If you wanted to do something with Prom Night at this point, I would just say, all right, do whatever the hell you want. Just have a prom. Like, because that, again, what are you? There's nothing really to connect. I don't think you can necessarily make the Mary Lou magic happen again. So just do your own thing. Like, it doesn't matter.
I know Lauren used to say this stuff all the time back when we used to stream a lot in like 2020. And I'm starting to feel it now where like I just don't give a shit about these new movies, like these legacy things. Like I don't care about the new Evil Dead. I have no interest in a new TCM. The only thing I'm kind of interested in, which I know a lot of people are mad about, is the Possession remake, which while that's one of my favorite horror movies, I just really like Parker Finn from his 2 Smile movies. So I'm just kind of on board with whatever he's going to do with it.
Yeah, I'd be curious. That's kind of a wild one to really try and remake at this point. So
I don't really disagree that it's unlikely that it could come close to the original, but I just like what he's done with his directing so far. So I'm on board to see what he would do, to be fair.
I'm very curious to see what I mean, I could see them just really changing that though.
Yeah.
Like to
it would have to be. I mean, especially if it's not going to take place, in Germany or Berlin, that's going to be a big element missing. So
some of the sexual content, like I'm just trying to imagine. I just don't see it. I just don't see it on the big screen. It's for people that haven't seen Possession. It's just like it's a very like anti-modern Hollywood kind of movie. Like I just the pacing, just everything. I don't know. I hope he makes it his own and does something really wonderful with it. I just yeah. But
have y'all ever done a remake centric horror rumble before?
No, we haven't.
So
I think it'd be fun.
I'd like to talk about that. Yeah. Because
there's
obviously a lot of areas that get the stuff from the 80s, which everybody loves. Hey, what's up, Kory?
However,
because the stuff in the 80s is.
When we cover a franchise, we usually do cover the remake with them because it is.
Yeah. Because stuff from the 80s, everybody loves, like The Fly, The Blob, The Thing, right? And people who are a little older than me don't like the 2000 stuff. And then I don't know, has there been a Child's Play horror rumble? I feel like there has been.
Yes.
Yeah, because then you would have discussed the remake at that time, then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which that movie kind of does its own thing, I would say.
It's going to be interesting if they're going back to a serious tone, supposedly. Which, if you saw that TV show,
I couldn't finish that TV show. Dan, I just did not like it. Wasn't for me.
Yeah, and
I couldn't either.
I don't see how you go from that to trying to make it scary again.
Yeah,
I don't know. but I'm curious to see, and I do appreciate that that's at least one franchise where the continuity always stayed from
True.
the first
Yeah.
movie. You know, the remake being its own thing,
Mm-hmm.
reimagining, whatever. Everything from the first movie through the TV series, it all connects to each other. So
Mm-hmm.
I will give them a lot of credit for that. There's, as
Yeah.
we see right now, a lot of these franchises at some point they're like, who the fuck cares? The studio just do whatever.
I will say that I don't really care that much about continuity. I know some people really love that, but it is still something to like give them props for sure, because a lot of people do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Andrew, I'm curious, what is your favorite remake? Just any genre, doesn't matter.
Oh, any genre. That's a whole different answer, because I was going to say my horror remake is Maniac from 2012 for sure. God, like there's like a lot of great 80s remakes of like classic movies from like the 50s and stuff that I love for sure. Like I'm trying to think of a really good one right now, but it's kind of escaping me. Might have to get back to you on that, but definitely Maniac for horror for sure.
Well,
But
I can tell you mine right now.
Okay.
Maniac's a great remake.
My favorite remake, any genre, the Humphrey Bogart version of the Maltese Falcon.
Man, that's so interesting you say that, because my friend was just talking to me about that movie, because he did a video today about adaptations into movies, and he was talking about how great that movie was. I have not seen it.
I love that movie. Easily top 3 all-time favorites.
And this one you're talking about, when did it come out, you said?
I believe the Bogart one came out in 41.
Okay.
And then there were 2 other adaptations before that. So
okay, so the 41 one is the one you're referencing as like your favorite. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to check that out for sure. I know they reissued it like a year or so ago, right? On 4K. Like I'll have to look into whatever version is out there.
I know Casablanca was put out on 4K 2 years ago.
I've actually never seen Casablanca. I don't think I ever have.
Oh, great movie.
You need to see
that. It's been on my list since I was a teenager. I just never got around to it. I only got to see Gone with the Wind like 4 years ago, which was really good for sure. It's all I was chalked up to be.
I can drive my wife nuts with watching Bogart movies. So Bogart and Cagney, it's it's why I've got my own room now to watch those in.
Hell yeah.
But
Jess,
Jess, are you still with us, or did you die off screen?
I'm here.
Okay.
An off-screen kill, just like
Prom Night 2008.
Oh yeah, no love for off-screen kills. My God,
some dude in his underpants just came through his window and took him out. Just not even a creative kill. It'd be like a hostess like shoved through his eyeball or something.
Guys, you know, it'd be a really great what's it called, Rumble, if you haven't done it, because I recently watched all these movies. The Species franchise. I love all those movies.
How many of those are there?
4, right, Dan? It's just 4? Yeah.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah. And I mean, they definitely get technically worse each time for sure, but you know, it would make for a fun Rumble, just like this one. I think like it's like a similar trajectory, I would say, as far as quality. I'd say.
Cole mentions Thing from Another World. I mean, I love the Thing from Carpenter, but Thing from Another World, don't sleep on that if you guys haven't seen it. It's fantastic.
Haven't seen it myself, no.
Make it a point. Add that to your list.
Okay.
Yes, you got. Oh,
ranking?
Sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, I was just seeing like if we're ranking them now.
I wanted to check with Jess, see if he had anything else he wanted to say about this.
Let's start. Let's rank them.
Let's rank them.
Let's rank.
Go ahead, Dan.
I go best to worst, I assume. So 2 is by far the best. It's not even close with this franchise. I'm gonna actually say 3 is the second best.
Oh, Danielson.
Yeah, I don't know. Then 1, then 4, then the remake.
All right. Andrew.
Yeah, from what I've seen, I'll say it's pretty easy for me. 2, by far, for sure. And then just from memory alone, I'm going to say 1, then the remake.
All right. For me,
respect that more.
what?
There's 1 and then the remake.
Oh, for me. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Did you just rank those 2, Drew? From what you know, is that?
Yeah, 2, 1 remake. That's from what I've seen. Yeah, that's my ranking.
Oh, I thought you were going to put the remake towards the first of the.
That could change, Jess. I just have to give him a fair rewatch to really say for sure.
Okay.
When you oversleep, Andrew, don't blame us.
Oh, here's Ben Grimm's. 2, 3, 4, 1 in the remake. Wow, Ben Grimm.
Okay.
Wow.
Starting to sound like
Kory. Pretty close to me.
And Dan. Thanks.
I could rewatch the second one often. I mean, most of the others, like, not gonna high rewatchability, but 2 I can rewatch, and again, I think 3, especially when people get to see it uncut, because a lot of people with 3 have only seen the DVD, which is cut. So I think when they do put out a proper restoration, you'll be impressed.
I can accept Daily Ghosts. Better
unacceptable.
than what I've heard so far.
I would have thought
on screen.
I would have thought you'd be a 2/1 ghost on that, but
and I was for the longest. I don't know. 1 and 2 are interchangeable for different reasons for me. So, but they are the top 2.
What's your ranking, Jess?
Oh, I was going to put yours first. My ranking is. I'm going to go just to be 1, 2, 4, 3 in the remake.
You don't know what you're talking about. No, the correct ranking is 2, 3, the remake, 4, 6 miles of dog shit. 12 more fucking miles of dirt, and then the fucking I
got a lot of respect for that ranking.
That sucks.
No,
that it's just god awful, just horrible. And Cole, I would love to say that I'm a fan of The Big Sleep, but to be honest with you, I find that movie really hard to follow.
A little bit all over the place here.
I own it. I just every time I've tried to watch it, I end up losing something somewhere, and I get confused on what's going on. So, so Dan, you guys got anything going on over on Flesh Wound?
We've got our Wednesday show coming up, and also if you're a wrestling fan, fleshwoundfeatures.com, where you have tickets on sale now for You've Got a Death Curse, our tribute to summer slashers. Horror meets pro wrestling, as always, with Flesh Wound Features. Tickets are on sale for that right now on fleshwoundfeatures.com. And, of course, we've got last tournament on the left to our big giant deathmatch tournament coming up soon. And, we just announced Draculina, a very sexy, violent vampire that's going to be showing up at You've Got a Death Curse. And we're crowning our first ever Scream Queen champion. So, yes, you can see the Flesh Wound Women's Division in action this July 19th, I believe.
So what do you mean, Dan? Flesh Wound has a wrestling promotion of its own? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you've been gone a little bit. Yeah, we have a wrestling promotion.
That's fucking cool, man. Hell yeah. I like those names that you got for the events and stuff.
Yeah, we've got some big announcements still coming, and check out the last. You can get all the merch and everything through fleshwoundfeatures.com. And Kruger had a banger at the last show against Dimitri, so we're very, very excited to follow all that up.
Hell yeah, I'm stoked to catch up on this stuff. This is so cool.
Yeah. The link will be down below in the description.
Sweet.
So, fleshwoundfeatures.com and his channel. And
I should say live from Corona, California at the Reina Dome for You've Got a Death Curse.
All right.
Sick. Yeah.
Andrew, you got anything going on?
Yeah, I restarted my channel a few days ago, and nothing scheduled, just going whenever I feel like it, but just into doing some like topical stuff. I'll probably have some haul videos, but I gotta get paid first. Because other than that, just if you like movies and stuff, I'm gonna discuss it a lot, and just come check it out if you like movies. I would say that's the easiest thing.
Your last one's hitting pretty well.
Yeah,
it got picked up in that algorithm, I think. That's definitely a topic I've talked about before, and I kind of want to get into more, just because the long and short of it is just there's just certain things that have become trendy in the community I'm not a fan of. It's kind of like what we talked about earlier with the price point of some of these things. I just don't care for that, so it's something I want to rant more about in the future.
Sweet.
All right.
Well, you'll be able to find those links again down below in the discussion or the description. I keep wanting to say discussion. Discussion's over.
Hey, Jess.
Yeah.
Lately I've been working on a few projects and stuff. Nothing I'm willing to say specifically yet on air. But while I've been working on these different projects, I've been listening to a lot of Jim Cornette, and I know you don't know who he is, but Dan does.
Oh yeah,
and
I love Jim Cornette.
Just the sound of his voice has made me want to start listening to Ray Stevens more. So now I've got this really big urge
on the street
to listen to that song and the Mississippi Squirrel, and so. I just wanted to tell you that. I don't know why, but
it's me again, Margaret.
You guys know who Ray Stevens is?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, you should check him out. He is hilarious. They used to advertise like a greatest hits album on TV, and you have to call a 1-900 number, 1-800 number to order the damn thing.
I have that VHS.
Yeah,
Ray Stevens.
Absolutely love that guy.
I wish I'd known you were going to bring that up. I would have had the tape ready for the show. But what do we have anything coming out? Or are we shutting down the channel?
That's up to you.
Don't leave it up to me.
I have to leave it up to you. You're the one that's got to run it. Since,
I don't know. We might be back.
StreamYard's being a bitch.
Yeah, I'm tired of that, but nobody's come up with a better solution at the moment.
Yeah, that was something that I was really like disgruntled about when I was trying to stream recently. Is it seems like the options are just gone, and the entry point for StreamYard is a little ridiculous from what I can gather.
Yeah,
like you used to just be able to stream for free. I know it was like limited to hours, but like. When I found out that you told me you were doing this Rumble, Jess, I was like, I can't believe they're paying for streamers. So I'm glad that they're doing it. But
it's technically on the free one, but you lost so much. I mean, we used to pay for it, and then they jacked it up so much. I'm like, I was already losing money just to keep it, but it was worth what I was paying. Now it's like 4 times that amount for the first level.
Because I imagine, Dan, like you guys, I'm sure you guys pay for it, right? So there's like, because remember, like when Jay used to stream, he had all kinds of things going on, with like the way you could decorate the stream and all the clips and all that stuff.
And have like 10 people on. And
right.
Yeah, we're limited now here on the show, if anybody hasn't noticed, to 6 max, including Kory and I.
Well, I know there are some people, because I think they just never canceled it. In fact, I think Steak, I believe, like never got a pay bump on it, a price.
I don't know how that worked, because it wasn't like I would have canceled it. They forced me. It was either you cancel or we're charging you 4 times of what you're paying.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't talked to him about that in a while, but he was still locked into like the cheap price. So I don't understand how that works. I will suggest, though, again, you guys should get together and start like a network. Just whoever wants to do it, I know it gets a little complicated if somebody's trying to make like money off of their channel, but a bunch of you should like just sort of. Yeah, because I don't think anybody's streaming every day.
That's what I was thinking, is exactly that, Dan, is like a group of people together being like, let's just all like chip into this.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any plans for live streams, but like, yeah, exactly. If we can make it all worth it for all of us to just share it somehow. Because I know when I was using StreamYard before, you could definitely link multiple channels for sure.
You can, I think.
Yeah.
I think you could stream about any channel, as long as you have the codes and stuff, the access to it.
Yeah, that way, like some of you guys that want to do it, but you're not making videos maybe every day or going live every day. That way, it's like you guys can all throw in.
Careful, they're listening to the plan. Talk about.
Well, no, I mean, there's nothing they can do. I mean,
no, because like when I used to do streams with people, we would share the account. So that and we were doing it together like a podcast. So that shouldn't be a problem. That would be ridiculous if it was.
Yeah. No, if you're willing to do it, I mean, like I said, it gets complicated if somebody's trying to like monetize or make a bunch of money off of it.
That's not my intention at all. So that's not even.
Well, I just hope something better rises out of StreamYard. I would like to leave.
I miss when it was Google Hangouts, man. That was a gold time.
I've heard that, and it worked.
It was great. It was perfect. This is not better than that.
No, I also feel, because I'm not paying now, they're not just giving me what they're telling me they're giving. I have more fuck ups and more technical issues, and it's a pain in the ass how I have to do it now.
Yeah,
but anyway, we've told StreamYard to fuck off almost every show since. So, and I still use their product. The duck's in the corner.
There you go.
He's different than last time I was here.
It is nicer. I will say this is better than the full colored logo that they used
I
to
think
show
they got
up there,
sued by Ducks Unlimited. That old logo looked a lot like the Ducks Unlimited logo.
If we do come back for a 6th season of the Rumble and the Horror Rumble, what do we got coming up, Kory?
Oh, goodness. I don't know what we had planned for next month. I know we were talking like doing Wishmaster.
Oh, I love that. Wishmaster's dope.
Well, I think that, but if the next Horror Rumble, if we did it, the 6th season opener would be, I think, in July with Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Daily Ghost, he's still here. I think he, thank you, buddy. He might be
later, Ghost.
Signed on for that one already. A couple others. Next month, June. So we open in summer with America's Favorite Pastime, or?
Oh yeah, baseball movies.
Yeah, I was waiting for you. That was kind of your.
Yeah, I would love to, but
I love baseball.
That's up to Jess. Jess is the president of Cable Channel 11. So
well, you're the vice president and pretty much have 50% share now. So it's.
But the buck stops with you, Jess.
Damn it. We'll see. So check out next month. I think we'll still be around. So
hell yeah,
keep tuning in. Oh, and now there's 10 people watching. No, we love you guys. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you probably next
month.
Yeah. All right.